developing your economies, not putting in. It can be the worst, the most destructive thing that can happen to your economy. So be careful when you use that word blessing if you don't know what to do with it.
Guys, let's move on. This is not the conversation. I'm not here trying to talk about his dead ancestors and reincarnation and blessings of oil. No.
And Mother Nature.
We are kicking Jesus out of Africa. We're waking people up and telling them that Jesus never existed. Please.
Afro, I just wanted to say that it's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
Where are the men?
You just have to go out to the street.
Afro, please. Where are the men? Where are they? They're nowhere to be found.
Wait, I want to catch one or two.
It's spending the man. It's spending the man.
I want to catch one or two. Where are they?
Be the man for that, Afro. I can come do that for you. Just give me a call.
No, he has to be naked.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes.
You can do my laundry.
Afro had to eat some food after she saw that video. That's all I know. I don't know what went on.
Rich,
all I know she had to get a snack.
They're gonna send you the J-Lo video when they get it and the Mary J. Blige one. Chill out.
Shoot,
Shoot.
Mess around. Let me get that video. I might have to eat some fruit too later.
So Terry, are you there now, Terry? Okay. So Terry, did you say you are a Christian, or I don't know if I spoke to you at all?
No, we've not spoken.
Okay. Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And you sound like you're a Nigerian man.
I'm Nigerian, yeah.
And you know how Christianity got to Nigeria?
I know, yeah.
How did Christianity get to Nigeria?
So I'm not really interested in how Christianity got to Nigeria, and I will tell you why. My reasons are because I do not really believe in the patronized Christianity, the one that was pushed up, used to push agendas and all that. I do not believe that religion is something that converts a lot of people. You know what I'm trying to say? So if
only converts some like yourself.
No, so if I am discussing, I didn't want to say no because I believe in Jesus Christ, but the term Christianity as you will consider it, I don't subscribe to that because.
Okay, what do you consider? What do you call Christianity? You.
Okay, so Christianity for me is being Christ-like.
And what does that? What is that?
Yes. It means living like Christ. So it has nothing to do with what is accepted
how are you living
or pushed.
How are you living? How are you living Christ-like?
Yeah, so to live like Christ gave us some basic principles, but he summarized it when he says that in summary, love your neighbor as yourself, and love God with your whole strength and your whole minds. That's the summary of what Christ preached.
In summary, yeah?
So, yeah.
Okay.
So that's the summary.
What about when the woman will a dog?
If you are, sorry, just 1 second, Vessel, please. If you are, Vessel, just hold on, you can get that. Okay. To go and buy weapons.
I don't.
Why not? That is something that Christ did.
How and when?
You don't know about the verse where Jesus was asking his people to go and buy weapons?
I would like to hear the verse from you.
You would like to hear it?
just discuss.
We are discussing, are we not?
Yeah, but not really attack each other or anything.
Where
Okay, we keep it respectful.
Yeah, I'm also having a conversation with you.
Yes.
Nobody called you out of your name, so I don't know why you'd use that word.
Okay, we keep it respectful. Okay.
Yeah, please, let's just be respectful. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, right. So this is Luke chapter 22, right? Because you said, Terry, that you are Christ-like. Yeah. So you're like Christ. So I want to show you what your Christ did, and hopefully you too can start
when he was finally arrested,
This is want us to argue, okay? I don't want
no,
us
we're
to
not
argue.
arguing. I just want to ask a question. That was actually why I wanted to come on.
Okay, please ask your question.
Yeah. So I want to take us away from our comfort zone, because it's always easier to argue from trying to prove that we that believe in Jesus or God, can we then just go to that of atheism?
No, you want to go to atheism?
Yeah.
All right, go to atheism, okay?
Okay. So I really do not want us to quote Bible or anything. Let's just talk scientifically and physically. So based on your beliefs, I want to understand, how do we explain
Belief,
a
Oga.
man? Yeah. So how do we explain the origin of man, knowing that how do we
Listen, the reason why I'm interrupting you is because you're just monologuing, going on and on and on. And I hear this every day. What you're doing is called the God of the Gaps fallacy. You think just because there's not an explanation for something is God. You think just because there's a creation story in that book that makes absolutely no sense, that is true. It's not true.
God right now.
Listen, 8 billion people cannot come from 2. The book also does not say who created the universe. Now, if you want to go on a newer translation from the past 100 years,
and we are not talking about God.
I heard what you're talking about. If you're talking about the universe, it does not even say how we came. No one knows. And the author of that book does not know either. So I don't understand why you're asking.
Yeah, so can I now be live, but you have to allow me to.
Yes, sir, I have to mute you because you don't let nobody talk.
Okay,
that's why I have to.
I want to have a one-on-one with him, please. Please. All right.
You can take, has nothing to do with God, has nothing to do with my belief. Scientific discussion between me and you. What do you think? How do man exist?
Okay, Terry, what man are you talking about?
I'm talking of we, me and you.
Who is we? Could you try again? Me and you.
Myself. Yeah, myself and yourself as human beings.
Okay, you're asking me how I exist as a human being, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. I had this conversation with my mother, and my mother, told me about the events at the time when she conceived, and things weren't so great at that time, and she got pregnant. Told me about I came a month early, and she was expecting to go and look after, just get ready for the baby that she was expecting in a few weeks, but it wasn't to be. And so she started going into labor and had to be rushed to hospital. And I was giving birth to. So my mother gave birth to me. I've got records of my birth certificate, although there's a couple of mistakes on it, but yeah, I got my birth certificate. So yes, that's where I came from. My mother had me. My mother pushed me out, but it was a combination of my father and my mother coming together. That's where I came from. I don't know about you, if that's the same with you. Did you pop from the sky or what?
Thank you so much. I love to have heard that story. It's nice. Yes, I also came from my parents, my dad and my mom, both late. Yeah. And the summary is that somehow my parents also came from a mother and father, and it had been like that.
Okay.
Man and woman meet and give birth to children.
Yeah.
But the mystery about it now comes back to wherever this whole process started from.
Okay.
Required a man and a woman.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so, which makes it very difficult to explain every other means of explaining man's origin, because you needed a man and a woman.
Okay. Do you think that your creation story in your book is the only creation story that exists in the world?
Yes, there are so many versions of the creation.
There's so many.
Yes, but my point, where I was actually driving to, is that if we remove the books, the Christianity and every other thing, drop it aside, drop the Bible, and just be human and scientific, it's still more difficult for me to believe that there is no God and there is God, based on what I see, nature, everything I see around me.
They're not okay. You know what? Okay, so you're saying, one second.
Where I summed this up about 10 minutes ago. Again, Terry, just because you don't know something does not mean that it's God. Just because you don't have an explanation for the creation story does not mean God did it. If you think about that creation story in that book, if you read it literally, Terry, it doesn't even make sense. Okay, so if Adam and Eve only had boys, so where are the girls at? It doesn't make sense. And then if you think about this, Terry, right? Say you were created in God's image, right? Let's say that. Did woman come from a man's rib? Yes or no, Terry?
You said, did the woman come from a man's rib? Is that the question?
Yes. Did a woman come from a man's rib?
As quoted in the Bible, yes.
Okay. So ask yourself this question, Terry.
Yeah.
If that's true, why do you have nipples?
How does it relate, if I may understand? Sorry.
Think about it. Okay. So if we're created in God's image, I'm going to break it down to you. If we're created in God's image and the first human being was a man, right?
Yeah.
And a woman came from a man's rib, why do you, as a man, still have nipples? Why?
Yeah, so before Eve was created, God had created a lot of things. And everything he created came with pattern. God is not a disorganized person.
I don't care. You can't dance with me. I don't care about none of that. I asked you a specific question. I asked you, why do you have nipples? I don't care nothing about what God
created. I am answering your question. It's either you don't want me to answer the question and I keep quiet, or you allow me to answer the question.
I want you to answer the question. Not about God creating shit. I don't care nothing about that. I need you to answer what I'm asking you, not what you want to answer.
I'm answering your question and you're refusing for me to answer it. That's just what's happening.
You're not answering the question. You're just dancing around.
I am answering the question. If you ask me a question, I will answer it as I can answer it or deem fit.
Let me rephrase the question for you. Do men breastfeed? Terry, do men breastfeed?
Breastfeed because the mammary gland.
Why are you doing with nipples? Why are you doing with nipples then?
Yeah, because that's the way God made it.
What is the purpose of it? You're talking about a pattern that God made. What is the purpose of you having nipples?
Okay, let's put it this way. So when the growing child is growing
where? In the womb?
in the womb, yeah,
Mhm.
the different chromosomes then determine how the different parts of the body will grow into. So for
you're
a
basically
woman,
saying a boy starts out as a girl first and then later on changes to be a boy.
so when the cells are growing, the hormonal aspect that makes a man and a woman a woman influences.
He's not,
It's not
he just doesn't
no,
want to get it.
no, it's not
I
about
asked
biology.
you, I said, Terry,
So if
I said, does a boy first start out as a girl and then later on change to be a boy?
So let me answer you. So if at a very
yes
young
or no.
age,
It's a yes or no
just
question.
hold on. You guys are not allowing me to talk.
No, it's a yes or no, because you're talking about chemicals and hormones and all of that. So I'm asking you, does
Life
a
is not
boy
that simple.
start
Life is
out
not
as a
about
girl?
yes or no.
Terry,
That is not how you can talk.
Vessel, can I interject here? Terry, it actually is very simple because what you just stated, Vessel was able to just say in a few words that
Exactly.
you're talking about chromosomes and everything. It's just a fucking yes. Pardon my French. It's a yes that you.
I won't answer a question that is not a yes or no answer with a yes or no
all
answer.
men, all boys start out as girls first, and then the hormones kick in and they become boys. That's why.
Is that not what I'm trying? Is that not what I'm saying? That you're not allowing me to bring my
asking you,
point.
and you're arguing with me. I'm trying to make it easy for you, but you're arguing with me.
If you remove a testis from a baby, that child will grow to be a woman.
Oh my goodness.
Terry, can you maybe not be yeah, let's not do that. It's a weird thing to say that someone's genitalia is what makes them a man or a woman. That's, I think, the problem that we're having.
Terry, before you go, Terry, I told you that story for a reason because I want you to think, right? Just like how Vessel just told you, right? At one point, all of us were female, right? So therefore, the creation story from the Bible about woman coming from a man's rib is bogus. That's how you can tell it's fake. Do you understand?
Anyway, I
do have a question.
I said initially.
Before you do go, I really do.
I might need to leave, but sorry.
I just want to for you. I would really love to ask because I did ask if I could ask the question before this conversation came in because I was interested in just one thing because you keep saying you said something that was very important that if you were to take away religion, take away belief systems, etc., that you as a person wouldn't know how to live with yourself because you feel as if there's nothing for you outside, hence what you see atheism as. I wanted to ask you, we've asked this question before, that what exactly the one central theme about you having a belief that makes your life different or impactful than when someone, like you said, as human beings, that does not have a belief system, right? That doesn't have a God, that doesn't believe in a God character. What is it, that one thing, let's say faith, that makes you believe that having faith is important to you?
Okay, so you misquoted me though. What I said was that it's easier for me to believe in God and not to believe in a God because of everything I see around me, nature. That was my point. Anyway, but to your question, which is that one thing that makes me feel that someone who believes in God should live a better life or something, if I understand your question.
No, what's the one thing that I'm like summarizing it as your faith? Like you said that from the things that you've seen, your lived experiences, that's fair enough. But what's the one thing that differentiates, that makes you feel that it's easier for you to believe in God than it is to be, for example, a humanist or an atheist, or not rely on your life centering around religion? Because I have a question following up there. I just wanted to know what your answer is on this.
Okay, so the one thing that would make me to stick to my belief that there is a God is nature. Everything I see in nature. In fact, I believe that being a scientist, is very difficult to be a scientist and not believe in a supernatural force.
Okay.
I don't know if I answer your question.
It's actually the exact opposite. I've never met a scientist that believes in God, Terry. Never.
Natural sciences who do separate their, like what their belief systems to what they're seeing around But yeah, I agree with you, Reggie, that there's no scientist that uses, like when they're being objective, that they use their God belief to influence what they're their belief systems to what they're. My question is that, so you think that it's riskier in a sense, like, could you say that to believe in a God if you think that it's easier for you to accept what you see around you as supernatural?
Yeah, I won't want to use the word risky, but I would say.
1 second.
Okay.
1 second. Guys, can we tap on the screen? And listen, let's see here. If you are, okay, guys, the gift goal, nobody is sending any gifts at all. I'm sure you're enjoying the conversation. A little gift here and there, helps bring these conversations to you, helps to boost the life, puts it in the algorithm. If you are watching on YouTube, please let me know if you still have technical difficulties. If you're watching on YouTube, please let me know if you still have technical difficulties. For some reason, the internet is very bad on the laptop is just not connecting tonight. So if you're watching on YouTube, if the laptop is just not connecting tonight. So yes, if you want to do that, please go ahead and press on the subscription button. And yeah, thank you guys for the gifts. I appreciate those. But please make sure you're tapping. Make sure that you're tapping on your screen. Please go ahead and press on the subscription. Make sure. I too want to say something to the gentleman.
Okay.
Terry, can you just, so do you think that it's riskier for someone like for us people to not believe in a God because of what will happen in the afterlife? Or do you, is that why you think it's easier for you to believe in what you see around you as being evidence of a God or a higher power?
Yeah, I do not think it's riskier, and I do not believe in what you might be implying, which I think is about hellfire or whatever. I don't believe in that. I do not think it's riskier. I think it's more sensible to believe in God. That's how I would like to put it.
Sensible in what way?
In all ramifications, in terms of everything around, not about the Bible now, about life, about let me give you an example. Between the caterpillar and the butterfly, which came first?
Because Afro wants to speak, I just want you to answer. You can't just be.
Yeah, so I'm just giving some examples of things that just make sense, that something supernatural
But
made
you said
them.
it's sensible. Like I said, I'm trying to make sure that I don't hog the conversation. So that's why I need to divert it. I need you to just, instead of me asking you what your definition of sensible is, I'm just going to ask, what about being religious is sensible towards not having a religion or believing in something different from what you heaven. Already, you are not the stereotypical Christian. You don't.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, but again, that's another ramification. But I just want to ask, what you believe makes it sensible, in your eyes, to believe in a God.
Okay. I don't know how I'm going to put it that I will be on the same frequency, but I was just trying to say that everything around me in terms of nature, everything just suggests that there is something supernatural that cannot be explained by chance. So that is my own view. And then
she's asking you about what part of believing in God makes sense to you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what she's asking.
Thank you so much, Reggie.
Okay, what part of believing God makes sense to me?
Yeah.
So we are between two things, believe in God and don't believe in God. And I've said that if we are to remove every factors, both doesn't even look like it makes sense. Both believing in God and not believing in God doesn't make sense. because I asked the question about how we originate, and we also got the option that there is no explanation. So both does not make sense. But if I'm to choose between both, let me just round up my point. If I am to choose between both, the one that makes more sense than the other is believing in God. That is my point.
Thank you so much for saying that, Terry, because what you've just explained is called the Pasco's wager, in which people think that's why I asked you what exactly do you think it's riskier? You said it's sensible. So the idea of the fact that in this world, whether or not you believe in the afterworld or not, is that by believing in something that you don't want to deal with the consequences, whether you walk with Christ or not, you believe it's more sensible to be safer, like, you know, to bet on something that's universal than to think or than to be honest with yourself, because you're an intelligent person. You understand that when it comes to reproduction, except for your very clear transphobic comments, you understand about chromosomes and all that, but you have a disconnection in my eyes that you think that it's riskier or it makes more sense in your worldview, in your perspective, that if someone does not believe in a God, then they have to deal with the ramifications in the afterlife, or that you think ramifications in the afterlife, or kicking Jesus out, that you can't even pinpoint in your own belief system what it is that you benefit from this religion, or something that in your heart makes you feel as if it's easier in your human experience than if you don't believe in God. Does it make sense? So maybe that's why it's harder for you to is that what got me the most is you said that the two options that the two extremes of either, like the way that you said it, the two extremes of believing, yet you're forgetting that there's a myriad of other things in between there. But because of how you've been socialized, I think you need to like what makes it bad to take a risk.
I just have a problem with that word riskier, because I think you are thinking that my approach is that if you don't believe in God, you are going to suffer somewhere. But I don't even belong to that class, which I was trying to say before. So I don't think using the word riskier is going to apply to me in particular, because
you can take that out. You don't believe in hell.
Because
you can take that out.
Yeah.
When it is all over, what happens?
Yeah, I believe that when we die, we return to the dust. We die, we are dead, we are dead.
What is the essence of your belief?
Okay, so my belief system may be a bit different to what you are used to, but I'll just briefly explain it. So I believe that when God originally created us, we were meant to live forever. But somehow along the line, things changed due to the decisions of our first parents.
Where do you
So
get
I
that
believe.
from?
No, you believe in Adam and Eve and the original sin.
Yeah, I believe Adam and Eve were our first parents.
And,
so
and the idea of original sin.
Yeah, let me just explain my belief system so you maybe get where I'm coming from. I believe that.
Hold on. There's a question I really want to ask you. To be honest, this right now is really not important.
Okay.
Let's put a pin on that.
Okay.
You said that when you look around you, for you, it is safer to believe that there is a God, there's something behind, right? Okay. So how many religions are there in the world? Do you know how many religions are there?
There should be thousands. I can't say the exact number, but there are thousands of religions. Yeah.
So why do you think yours is special, Terry?
So if we're to go by, your what you are asserting here, right? Now, I've got a list of several gods, right? I've got one called Lisa. I've got one called Okanu. I've got one called Sapata. There's another god called A. Another god called Aken. another god called Aker, Amer, Amun, Amun Ra, Baal, Agu, Amadioha, Ikenga, Anyawu, let's see, Osayi, Ososi, what else? Osumare, Gu, Sugan, Luguata, Sinifere, Poseidon, Ide, Gozo, Guraya, right? Can you please tell us which of these gods is responsible for everything around you?
Okay. So there are many gods, like you've mentioned, but I believe, I will use the word believe, that there is the creator of everything, and he has a name. His name is Jehovah. So that's my belief.
I'm sorry.
May I ask why you believe that?
But Jehovah is one of all these other thousands that I just read to you. And all these other people also believe that their gods, Ashaman, Anza, Atlas, Awisli, Ammon, Belus, that these gods also is the creator. So how did you come to the conclusion that out of all these gods, yours is the one?
Yeah, so my conclusion on this actually took some months to years. Actually, it was some years of studying, deep studying and research that I came to that conclusion. And I would find it very difficult to be able to convince you in just a few minutes.
Well, how about you give us your best piece of evidence?
You said?
What is your best piece of evidence?
Yeah, give us the
Yeah.
piece of evidence.
My best piece of evidence, for one, I believe in faith, and faith is.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. There's a problem there.
Yeah.
Immediately you're saying something that's unproven.
Yes. So faith is something unproven.
Sir, let me ask you something. This is short.
Yeah.
Terry, let me ask you something too. This is quick, right? You can stay right on the same path. You don't even got to get off. Now you said your God name is Jehovah, right? Even in the Bible, he has at least 20 names that I can think of. Why did you pick that one?
No, he had so many titles, but he has one name, and his name was Jehovah. So all the other things you're calling name are actually called his titles. They are titles for God. They are things that describes God, but he has just one name. In fact, the word God is also a title, but he has a name which he gave to himself, and that's Jehovah. It might be pronounced in different ways. Some pronounce it as Joshua, but it's still the same thing.
Terry, so you're telling us that this God looked at himself up and down and said, I am Jehovah. He said he named himself Jehovah. You heard him call himself Jehovah?
Afro. What was it? What was the name last night that racist dude told us last night his name was?
I've forgotten now. Oh goodness.
It was a brand new one. I never heard that one before.
I've forgotten. I don't remember now. I don't remember.
Ask him something really quick.
No, hold on.
That's been sticking in my.
I want to know. He said God named himself Jehovah, right? So that means this God looked at himself. No, you see the implication of what you have just said, right? I'm doing that intentionally to make you see the foolishness of what you just said.
I'm yet to see it. Maybe you just let me see it. I'm yet to see it.
Okay, you know what? Everyone, right? It looks like this guy cannot see it. But everybody, please, try and just for a minute, just stop and listen to this. So this big God, right? He was nameless, had no name. And so he looks at himself one day and decided, self, what shall I name myself? And he decides, you know what? I will name myself Jehovah. Then I would tell the people, the ones that are coming, I would tell them, This is the name I named myself. My name is Jehovah, but I gave myself that name. Please, my people, I'm asking for the people, please listen. My people, I'm asking for the people, please listen. Who did God tell that is his name?
It's a question for me because you said you're asking others, or is it for me?
I don't know what the people think first, whether the thing makes sense to them or not. People on the panel, does it make sense that a God names himself?
No, not necessarily.
If a God,
I don't understand what's the point of the name.
Exactly. If a God is the only thing in the universe before it creates anything, it needs no name because it has nothing to identify to.
Exactly.
Okay, so
why would a God just naming himself?
Naming is a human concept in the first place.
You see that
Afro, you're sounding very far away.
Sorry, I know why. Wait, is this God that jobless? Is he that useless? He just sits there and just starts, I'm going to name myself today. The fuck?
What are you curious about? Okay.
You're funny. I see nothing wrong in that because the name carries meaning. The meaning is I am that I am.
God has just said it. Naming yourself, that's a human thing. Your God reduces himself to a human every single time. The more I hear about this God, the more ridiculous the God sounds. It just more ridiculous, more brainless the God sounds. My goodness.
Real quick question, Terry. Really quick.
Thank you.
You said that when we are unalive, Terry, you said when we're unalive, we're gone and that's it. It's over, right? That's what you think, right?
Yes. Yes.
So what's the point of all this? I'm trying to understand who are you? If there's no rewards in believing in this God, if you are gaining nothing from him, you're not going to heaven. He does nothing for you.
Oh, sorry.
What's the point of this? I don't get it. I don't get the point of what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I was actually trying to arrive there, but the host said it's not something we are going to be interested in. I was actually trying to arrive there.
Now you're asked the question. Please answer it now.
Okay, so I will answer it. So I will just try to be as quick as possible. So at the initial onset, the plan of God was man was to live forever. This plan changed due to the actions of our first parents, and they had to die. Unfortunately, we as their progenitors had to suffer the same fate. However, God had to make a plan to bring us out of that situation. And that was where he needed a perfect life to replace the perfect life that Adam lost. And that was where the whole idea of Jesus Christ coming to die for us came about. Jesus Christ came as a
wait, Terry.
I said I will try to say
Terry, let me I gotta stop. Terry, the reason I gotta stop. Terry, what you're saying makes no sense. Because why would
he have to allow my nonsense to end, to get to the end? I said I was going to try to.
But you're going nowhere because in the end, if you just
answering his question, you're going around in all these many circles, not answering the question.
I am going to answer the question.
Our time. No. Consider our time. Have some respect for us, please.
I was just rushing to get to the end. Something I would
you weren't rushing.
I was rushing.
Have some respect for us, please. We don't have to sit here and listen to this bullshit, man.
So at the end of the day, I believe that man will die and suffer the consequences of death. But because of Christ's death for us, we have a hope of a resurrection. We have a hope of coming back to life.
Wait a minute. You just told us, no, man. You told us specifically there was no resurrection. You told us there was no resurrection. Now you're adding that back in.
No, I don't
Yes,
put
you
words into
did.
my mouth. I didn't say
You
there's no
said-
hell. I said
you
there was
said-
no hell or hellfire.
No. You said that we are unalived and that's it. That's what you said.
Yes.
To the dust.
Yes, that is our fate. But due to Christ dying for us, we
God.
have hope.
Hold on.
Doesn't it make sense? What I'm saying, doesn't it
No,
make sense?
Terry,
Oh,
you're just
Yeah.
a normal Christian. As much as you want to wrap things up into other things, you're just a normal Christian. You believe God sent his only son down to die for our sins, and because of that, we have a chance for hope and resurrection, or however you want to put it. You're just a normal Christian. Here's the main question. Why do you even believe all this? What's the main reason? Because it's not fate. What's the actual reason why you believe it?
Yes, the crazy thing about it is he told us specifically
I
that
know I
when you
caught it.
unalive, he said he said that's it. There's nothing else.
I know I heard.
Now all of a sudden he's throwing in this other part. You're being disingenuous, man.
But instead of doing that, I'm trying to find out, Terry, what's the actual true reason that you believe? I do not think it's fate, because that has nothing to do with the information. What is your actual reason that you believe in Christianity?
Yes, it's fate that is proven.
No. Christianity, Terry. You specifically believe in Christianity. Why?
Yeah, which I explained before, that we need Christ to die for our sins.
Okay, pause.
That's my
First
belief.
step. Wait a minute, Terry. First step. What evidence do you have that Jesus even existed to die for your sin?
What evidence do we have that it didn't exist?
No,
We have no
answer the question. No, excuse me. You were asked a question. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, so
Turn the question around on its head. What is
Don't
wrong
worry, I
with
got
you?
it.
There are two. They are equal questions. They are equal.
Oh,
what
They are
evidence do
not
I have
equal.
that Christ
They are not
exists?
equal.
No, they're not.
They are not
Hold
equal.
on. Give me a second. I got him. I'm going into cookie mode.
Atheist cat, let me
What's
tell you
in
something.
cookie mode? I'm in cookie
Atheist cat,
mode.
let me tell you something about him. He already said before you came, right? He said he don't believe the Bible. So I really don't understand.
I know there's a lot of inconsistencies. That's what I'm working with. Terry, when I ask you what evidence there is that Jesus Christ even existed, is your answer to me, can you prove he didn't exist? You're trying to say, do you have evidence he didn't exist? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm going to show you a room. In this room is entirely empty. This is all the evidence we have that Jesus existed. It's an empty room. Do you have evidence that he existed?
I don't need to have evidence that he existed.
Yes, that's what you do.
Do I have
Terry.
evidence that my grandfather existed?
Terry, stop.
But I know my grandfather existed. No,
Terry,
we
I'm
are
going
talking.
to explain this. I'm going to explain this because I love the dodge. Perfect dodge. You should get on a team, but we're not doing that.
1 second, please. 1 second. Let me also tell him just one reason why his Jesus never existed. Terry, are you a father? Terry, are you a father?
I am.
How many children do you have?
4.
How many?
4.
So you have 4, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So that means that you have been active, right? You were proactive in the conception of those children, right? So now, in order for Jesus to exist, do you believe in the virgin birth? Okay. Were you present at the birth of your own children?
Was.
Okay, right. So you know the process from beginning to the end, right, of the pregnancy. I'm talking about the pregnancy period, right? You had to mount your mother, do your thing. She received whatever seed you put inside her, right? And the process continued like that. Month 1, month 2, month 4, right? So now in this particular case of your Jesus existing, right? Who impregnated Mary?
Hello, please, did you hear me?
No, didn't hear
No,
you.
you haven't
Who
spoken.
impregnated?
Oh, okay. I said the Bible stated it was by Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit impregnated Mary. So you know the actions that you did with your wife, right? So the Holy Spirit did the same with Mary.
The details
Huh?
of what happened. I don't have the details of what happened.
But do you believe that story to be true?
Yes, I believe.
What makes you believe that the Holy Spirit impregnated Mary, as opposed to Mary doing the exact same thing that you and your wife did?
Yeah, so that is why I say that there's an element of faith and belief in what I believe. Because I can't convince you for everything, but I believe that yes, as it's stated, it happened. But I will also say that it's also impossible for you to discredit it because you were not there, I was not there.
Terry. Terry, hi.
So you're saying
This is
that
where I need to
it's
step in.
impossible for me to. You're saying it is impossible for me to discredit. It is
I'm not saying it's impossible.
It is actually very
I'll be
possible.
happy.
It is actually very, very possible.
Okay.
Right?
I think this is where I should step in.
So going through this
Wait,
route
hold on.
would mean that
Yeah. I will let you just give me just one moment. Just one moment.
Using this route.
No, excuse me.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I'm listening to you.
Do you know where a woman's womb is?
Yes, I do.
You know where the woman's womb is, right?
Yes, please. I do.
There is only one way up.
Okay.
There is only one way up there.
Okay.
You've done it. You've been there. You know what the process is like. We know where babies come from. Now you are telling us that you need faith?
No. So the thing is that you are looking at it physically, but I for one know that God can do it if He wants to do it.
Babies come spiritually now.
But because you don't believe in God,
you don't stop.
believe in.
You need to stop. Was Jesus a physical baby or a spiritual baby?
He was a physical baby.
Then what are you talking about? You're saying I'm looking at it spiritually. We are talking about a physical baby.
Yes, so it was a miraculous conception, and it's miraculous.
You were not there.
That's what I'm saying. I was not there, and you were not there too.
No, Mary opened her legs to one of those gentlemen around her. Yes,
you're free to believe
we know where
it's
babies
fine.
come from. We know where babies come from.
No, you are free to believe that it's fine. At the end of the day, we all have rights to our own beliefs.
Can you please explain Occam's razor for this gentleman? Because can you imagine a grown man with 4 kids has been convinced that guys, beliefs will no. Atheist guys, please continue. This grown man.
Did you want me to do the Occam's razor side, or do you want me to do the history?
Atheist guys, just take it away.
No
If you
problem.
guys are tired of me, you can push me out.
Take it away, man.
We'll do Occam's razor. The concept of Occam's razor, to make it basic.
You can speak afterwards. Just anytime you want to just speak, Godless Reggie.
Okay, so Occam's razor is basically.
Can you just let Godless Reggie speak and then you can?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
I just want to tell Cherry he gave the worst possible example I've ever heard in my life when Atheist Cat was telling him about asking him, did he have any proof of the existence of Jesus? This man sat here and said out of his mouth, how can he prove his grandparents existed? I've never heard something so crazy in my life. So you don't have proof that your grandparents existed. You don't have any pictures. You don't have any stories from your parents. You don't have anything like that. You don't. What country? What country are you from?
I only have stories from my parents, and that is all I have.
What country are you from?
Proof. You said?
What country?
I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria. And
y'all
while
don't
I
have
was
birth?
in Nigeria,
wait a minute. Y'all don't have birth and death records?
I don't. As at their time, they didn't have.
I think they did.
They didn't.
I don't believe that. Afro, is he telling the truth?
Yes, he's telling the truth. Yes. he is telling the truth, Reggie. We've only not too long ago started doing birth certificates. In fact, Reggie, my birth was registered on a bicycle certificate. The hospital had no birth papers, the birth thingy papers. So
Right.
all they could find was then they used to, if you own a bicycle, you had to register your bicycle. I don't know where they went and got the bicycle certificate from. They registered my birth on a bicycle certificate paper.
However,
I mean, I can understand that. My mom wasn't born at a hospital; she was born at a house. But
Reggie,
he still can prove.
Reggie, till the day my father died, none of us knows what day he was born. The day he was born was never recorded on anywhere. So we had to ask Dad to pick a day in the whole year, right? Where we can at least celebrate his birthday. Dad picked
My
the
grandma.
However,
2nd of December.
that isn't even necessary here, because even if in the area of your world you live in, Terry, that you don't have records like that, there are plenty other places in the world, such as mine, where we do. And the idea that how do you prove your grandparents exist might be harder for you. It's not hard for me. I have primary and secondary sources about my grandparents and my great grandparents and my great great grandparents.
He does too, though. He has firsthand accounts
I
of his
know he
grandparents.
does. I know, but all I'm saying is your claim isn't a good one, Terry. And the idea, how do you know you weren't there? That fits for you as well. So both of us are looking at the story itself. Which is more likely? The story doesn't exist. It's just a fable. Or a God, which has not been proven to exist, caused a woman who hasn't been proven to exist to have a conception which has not been proven to ever happen before in history, then gives birth to somebody who does not exist. When the host was asking me to talk about Occam's razor, it's whichever premise about the same thing has less additional items to it, which one multiplies more things. The one that is less complicated, so to speak, is more likely than the one where you have to keep creating things to make it happen. Our side, this is just a story. It's an interesting story, but just a story because there's no evidence around it. I need to add a God exists, I need to add Mary actually existed, I need to imply that Immaculate Conception actually can happen, and I got also implied that Jesus himself existed. 4 things that you had to add to make the story true. All 4 things has no proof to it. That's the problem. Now, Terry, when I ask you, is there evidence for Jesus existing? Do you have anything other than where you can't prove he doesn't? Do you have anything? That was a question.
I think I have one.
Oh, hold on, you're not Terry. Terry, do you have one?
Let me answer if he wants to.
Your answer is, can I prove my grandparents exist?
So, yes, my answer is that, which I still said, and I repeated it. I said, for my beliefs, there's an element of faith involved. There's an element of belief and faith.
Why use faith? Faith doesn't prove anything.
Yes, so many things involve faith, because even the records you are talking about, how are you sure it wasn't tampered with?
Terry, you're not going to slip that in there. Not a lot of things require faith. In fact, pretty much nothing requires faith.
So the records you rely on to believe that you came from, what?
Yes, I have.
How do you know that it has not been tampered with at any point in time?
Terry, great. I'm a historian. It's my job to work with this. So what we do is we look at a claim. In your example, how do you know your grandparents existed? Well, first off, I can look at science and show that as far as every single element that we ever shown, humans have parents and parents have grandparents. And eventually we go back to evolution and stuff like that. But you don't want to go that far back, I think. I think you just want to stick with grandparents. Great. So first we look at the multitude of records. If there was just one record, maybe. But then what we do is we start looking at the vast majority of interconnect. Why am I getting an echo? Hold on. Test.
Is it still echoing?
Okay, it's not echoing now. That's weird. As I was saying, so I have primary sources from the people who were there when he was born, have met them, has records of them, not just from people that have a reason to lie about it, but people who just incidental ones. We have government records that show that person existed and corresponding evidence from multiple sources that point to, yes, this person existed. That's why we can say that person existed. We can't do that for pretty much anybody in the Bible, except for a small handful of people. Jesus is not one of them. You would not just take a story such as the story of Hercules. It has information in it about people who existed. Why don't you believe Hercules existed? Terry?
Can I ask?
Hold on, Terry. Hold on.
Okay.
Terry, why do you believe Hercules didn't exist? Do you know who I'm talking about, Hercules?
Yeah, I know. I know we are talking about Hercules.
Why don't you believe Hercules existed?
I'm neutral about Hercules because I don't
You're not
know.
neutral. Come on, Terry.
No, I'm neutral. I don't know. I don't have any evidence if he did or he didn't.
Wait a minute, hold on. Do you believe in anything as long as there's evidence that it doesn't exist? I mean, do you believe in unicorns, Terry?
What's unicorns?
Horses with horns in its head that prefer virgins.
No, I don't believe in it.
Why not? There's no evidence to not prove it.
So that is why it's my belief.
Terry.
So when belief is built on
Terry, think about it. Think about it. And let's be honest.
I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you, and I'm very honest.
Hold on. Not only do you not believe unicorns are real, I'm going to say you know unicorns don't exist, don't you?
I believe it doesn't exist. I can't use no for
Terry,
something I was not there and I don't have.
Terry,
I'm not a first party to.
No, let's try this. Tell me something you know in the past happened. That you know.
I know that I am Terry and I'm residing in UK.
I'm
These are
talking
things
about
I
in the
know
past,
I am there.
Terry, I'm talking about in the past.
Anything in the past that I wasn't there, I believe in it. If I've read the history and I believe in it, but I can't say I know it.
Okay, great. So
because I wasn't there.
You believe, Terry, are you an educated man? I'm just asking.
Of course, I am. Do I sound like I'm uneducated?
You don't want me to answer that.
You can answer it, and it's your opinion.
Okay, great. I do not think you are an educated man. I'm going to be honest. I don't think you are an educated man then, because your process
your opinion
of
is nice.
not good. Terry, you are suggesting that anything can exist, everything possible can exist, as long as there's not evidence actively disproving it.
And that was not what I said. And you claim to be educated, and that was not what I said.
Yes, I am.
You're misinterpreting what I said. I said that what I was not there. Sorry, I need to express myself. You said I'm not educated, but you are turning around what I've said instead.
Terry,
and you claim to be educated.
Have you? I have. Terry, have you traveled the world?
I have traveled a number of countries. Yeah.
Okay. Have you traveled to Antarctica?
Atheist Cats, did you get that notification? Atheist Cat, did you get that notification?
I saw. I'll finish up and I'll drop and I'll come back.
All right.
Terry, do you believe Antarctica does not exist because you've never been there?
I believe Antarctica exists, but it remains a belief. I would not say I know that Antarctica exists because I've never been there. And that was my point.
Well, he got a warning after or something like that on the live?
Yeah, I'm going to drop down and come back up just to clear that warning.
That is ridiculous.
But I'm going to drop down and come right back up. And Terry, I'm not done with you.
No problem.
It's hot up in here.
Hey, Anthony. Hello, Anthony. You can't see the comment. Can anyone else see the comment?
I can see the comments. I can see it.
You can see it?
Yeah, I can see.
Or is it because of whatever you're trying to write? Sometimes they filter comments.
Right.
They
Terry,
filter
here's the
comments.
problem.
Okay. I don't know.
Terry, here's the problem. Well, how about you let me finish while I'll wrap it up. I'll wrap it up quickly.
Yeah,
I'll wrap it up quick. I'll wrap it up quick.
It's already up. Yes.
I'm here. Let me wrap it up. Okay. I'm here. Okay. Terry, here's the biggest problem. I think you believe things without evidence. And that is worrisome because believing things without evidence is how one gets scammed, how one gets tricked. One shouldn't believe something without evidence for that thing being true, or even possible for that reason. Just because you say I believe it, but I can't say I know, even though there's mountains of evidence for Antarctica existing, you cannot bring yourself to say I know Antarctica exists based on the mountains and mountains of evidence. The fact that you can't bring yourself to that is a problem. Because you are going to get tricked and fooled all the time with that mentality. So I know somebody else wishes to talk.
It's already 80 stats. It's already been done. It's already done.
Right.
Yeah. They've done it already. It's I don't believe this guy will say he doesn't believe that Antarctica is there. He only says he knows. No, he won't say.
I didn't say I don't believe. I don't know why everybody is misquoting.
No. I'm correcting myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Saying that he will say he believes, but he doesn't know, right? But this guy believes in a sky daddy. There's more evidence for Antarctica than there
What
is.
we've established is that he will believe anything without evidence and will not say he knows something, even if there's evidence that goes to the moon. Terry, what shape is the Earth? What shape is the Earth?
I believe the Earth is round.
Why?
It's fair.
Why? Why do you believe?
Because I've read a lot of things. I've read a lot of scientific materials. I've seen a number of pictures and videos that shows and suggests how the Earth looks like.
But you will not go as far as saying, but you will never say that you know it's round.
In the technical term, no. If I find myself in space and I see the Earth as a sphere from space, then I will say, yes, I know that the Earth is round because I have seen it myself.
And there's the problem. But somebody else wanted to talk. Go ahead.
I don't want to bore the house.
No, it's not a matter of bore the house. Really, like is an interesting conversations you've been having so far. So it's not about boring the house, really.
Well, I'm not sure if it's really that interesting.
Comment on Terry's idea on the beginning of everything, and I'm very confused. I just wanted to ask you guys, as atheists, if some of you aren't atheists, as atheists, if you believe, what do you believe? Because I'm very confused, because if you say you have a scientific backing to your belief in the beginning, then that should mean that you also believe in one thing causing the other, which is the cause of everything.
Well,
So
there's a couple of problems here. First off, it sounds like you're not sure what an atheist is. An atheist is one thing. It's the answer to the single question, do you believe in a God or gods? We lack a belief in a God or gods. Everything else is individuals.
yeah, no problem.
There are
But
people
like,
who, there are
what do you
atheists who
think?
don't.
Can I say something?
Of course. It's your
And
thought.
it is so heartbreaking when believers see atheists, and automatically the first thing is, how do you know where we came from?
That's no one
Always
asking.
go to, no, please, I'm speaking, please. I'm not saying that. Did I say that's what you said? It's always the conversation about the origins, right? Always the conversation about, oh, we are not responsible for your belief. You want to believe in sky daddies? Please go ahead and believe in sky daddies. We choose to not, oh no, we don't choose. We do not believe. And it is okay. Every single time. You'll just want, I don't know what it is. It's as if, oh, because you believe in something, we must automatically believe in something. An atheist is one who lacks a belief in God. What is this? Why y'all want to force a belief on our throats? About the origin, first man. How did the first man get here? How did the first woman get here? We don't know. And it's okay. And it's okay to not know. It is okay to not know. We did not send you to have beliefs. We look, it's on you. Go do this. Be responsible for your own belief. Have it. Nobody's stopping you.
A good answer. There's a good answer.
Okay, so anyway, as I was saying,
No, hold on. Please hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
Please hold
don't
on.
get dismissed.
Please hold on. 80s cats. My goodness. People are there. No beliefs.
Please don't dismiss what she said.
What did he say?
What Wayne said was anyways. In other words, you're just dismissing the entire thing she said.
okay, so now you're getting offended.
No.
This
Stop.
is what people of God do.
Oh, kid, you must be new around here.
What did he say? This is what people of God do.
Like I said, this is what people of God do. They say something, and then you guys start to get offended.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Hey,
This
kid.
is what people talking about. Hold on. This is what people of God do. What?
They say something, and then you guys get offended.
Who is you guys? Please, who is you guys?
Actually, what?
I'm talking about Atheist Cat. I don't want to assume his gender, as he would say. So
No, wait. Excuse me. You said this is what who does? Wait. Let me understand what this guy is trying to say.
Afro?
I'm
American Cat for a
I'm
second?
talking about you guys.
This cat. I was waiting for you to speak. No.
Okay, I'm just asking. American Cat or Canadian?
Just be careful for the notifications. Yeah.
Great. All right, so you came up with first a misconception, an error, a lack of knowledge in what an atheist is. So we had to correct you. And that is a little, not even offensive, it's tiring. It's tiring that you need to take the time to learn what it is that you want to ask about before asking about it. If you knew what atheist was, that question would have never came out of your mouth the way you said it. And then after being chastised by the host for your lack of knowledge, you want to go, oh, all right, dismiss it. No.
If you knew who God was,
I did not realize I allowed you to talk. I didn't realize I could tell you.
Honestly, we didn't be fucked.
So you need to hold on.
If you knew
You need to hold on.
you wouldn't
You need to
insult God.
hold on.
Seriously, fuck God.
You need to hold on.
Like
You need to hold
respecting me, and you're disrespecting my God, which is also your God.
Whoa, wait a minute. I don't have to respect your God whatsoever. Your God has
That is how you would lead yourself to wherever.
How about we play? I'll play your game.
What's wrong with this idiot?
Allow me to play his game a second. Right. Hey, guess what? We do not know how the universe began. If we don't know how the universe began,
to understand
God exists.
And in your life, you're saying,
you wind up keeping muted until you stop.
And as you're saying, kick Jesus.
You need to calm down.
You
need to calm down now. Because if you really want to have a conversation, I am more than willing to have a conversation with you. Do you want to have a conversation? Yes or no?
No problem.
Is that no problem? You don't want to have a conversation?
I
Or
mean,
yes, you want to
yes,
have a
yes.
conversation? Okay, wonderful. You want to ask us what we believe in. Individual beliefs are going to be different, all of us. Because the only thing we truly have in common is we do not believe in a God or gods. That is it. Now, what is your next question after you got the answer to the question you asked?
Okay, so firstly, I'd like to say I'm sorry for disrespecting whoever I disrespected. And then secondly, my question is, so you do not believe that there's a God? No problem.
Correct.
The question
Correct.
is, like Mr. Terry said, there was a first human being, and I don't quite think
There actually wasn't one first human being. Evolution doesn't work on a singular level. Evolution are in populations. And there's no single point where you can say this is where a human being began and ended. That's not how evolution works.
Oh yeah, but like, there's a thing. According to science, because I'd like to. Sometimes I put science and religion together. According to
Why would you
science,
do that?
because you have to understand from one view,
That's
then understand from the
where
other
you're
view.
going to fail. That's where you're going to fail.
Madam, please, can you let me speak? Because you're interrupting.
That's where you are going to fail. Putting science and religion.
I would like to hear what he thinks science says. So
Okay.
could you kindly tell us what you think science says, and we will verify it.
Okay, so according to science, yes, there has to be a cause or a beginning to something. There has to be it's a chain reaction. So what caused the beginning? What was in the beginning? Apparently.
Great. Wait a minute. We can say we do not know. We do not know if there was anything before the singularity. We're not even sure if there can be something before the singularity. We do not know. Now, the question is, us saying we don't know, does that prove your God exists?
Okay, so the reason why...
After the question I asked you.
You saying you don't know, does that... Yeah, it does. Should I explain?
Really? This should be interesting. Okay, so us saying we don't know, you're saying means your God must exist.
Okay, wait, pause. I'm not saying you don't know.
Sorry, Monile. Can I ask an atheist cat? Are you the host? Because you're coming very hard on this guy.
Excuse me, auntie, please, auntie, hello.
Yes.
I'm going to cat tack.
A conversation was taking place. Please do not interrupt.
Oh no, it's fine. So,
okay. What I'm trying to find out is, if we're wrong, let's say all science, all our knowledge, everything is wrong, incomplete. Does that mean your God is true?
Okay, let's not say my God for this question.
Well,
Yes,
I will say your God because you have a specific God claim in mind.
No,
so
wait, pause. So if you have no question to the reason why there is a beginning, yeah, I would say then yes, a God is real.
Okay, one moment. Define your God before we continue.
Okay, so my God is a God of love. He's a God of respect, obedience. He's a God of teaching.
Define a God. To define a God, you are giving us the attributes of the God.
Right.
What is a God?
Okay, what is a God? A God is a spirit. What? Did I do something wrong?
You got to pause because immediately you...
What?
What is a spirit? You immediately use a word we do not have a definition for.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't have used the word spiritual. It's a supernatural being.
Okay, pause. We need to answer that. What is supernatural, and has supernatural ever been proven to exist?
Yes, the world of metaphysics and the world of form.
The world of metaphysics does not talk about supernatural. Not the same thing.
The idea behind the world of metaphysics and the world of form is...
define metaphysics for the class.
Can you let me explain?
No, I want you to define what metaphysics is.
Can you please give him a chance to explain, for God's sake?
Hey, you must be new around here.
Annie Williams.
No, he's not giving him a chance to explain, though.
Listen, Terry. No, who was person speaking? Sorry, Manoli. Do you feel like you're not given a chance right now?
Yes.
What I'm doing,
You feel like you're not given a chance?
What I'm doing is making sure you answer. Because the question is for you.
Can I, 80s cats, please. To be honest with you, I would like to move on very soon, if you don't mind, because we got AYG and then that other lady. I was trying to get to them as well.
Okay, how do you want me to go fast on this?
Yes, please.
Sure, no problem. Okay, so you're using terms that I believe you do not understand, because metaphysics is a branch of philosophy that deals with the first principle of things. It does not start with metaphysics equals supernatural. They're not even close to the same thing. Second, even if we were completely wrong, does that not prove your God's right? Because you have not provided any evidence your God exists to begin with. You saying it begins doesn't work. I'm sorry that you could not define the information that you wanted, and you thought you could come here and just bulldoze, but that's not going to work here.
Definition of metaphysics.
So now that I'm done, we can move on to the next person.
Is the existence and the objects and mind and thinking. Those are literally the things that we cannot touch. Metaphysics.
Just before we move on, Manoli, can you tell us from your worldview, how did we get here? I mean, the origin of the first man and the first woman.
Okay, so I believe.
And please, I'm going to ask that you please make it make sense to us. You see, it's your worldview, so we don't really. I want you to, explain to us, because, you've been asking questions about what we believe, don't believe, right? So I want to know from your worldview, this first man, first woman, how did things start and all of this? Please, go on, Manoli.
Okay, thank you. So logically, scientifically, we have that question. Why am I here? What is my purpose on earth? No problem. Scientists have made up this claim, Big Bang. What exactly is a Big Bang? Two things colliding? Boom.
Oh, no. Oh, for fuck's sake. F1 folks.
From your worldview.
No, Afro. Hold on. No. You don't even know what the Big Bang Theory is, do you? You don't even know what the theory is, do you?
Can you explain what the Big Bang Theory is?
Listen, no. I don't know. I don't know why the Big Bang Theory is coming up in your worldview.
That's what I'm explaining to you.
I'm asking about you're saying that the Big Bang Theory is in your Bible?
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm asking you to please give us the explanation for how we got here according to your worldview. Please leave the Big Bang out of this, please.
That's what I'm explaining to you.
Just go direct. Just speak directly, bro. Go direct. When you start deviating, you speak on
if you keep quiet, then I'll go direct.
Then go direct, please. No time. Go direct.
No problem. As I was saying, the beginning of everything, there has to be a reason for everything to begin. There has to be a creator. All right? Because you didn't just come out of nowhere. Like you said, you came out from your mother and your father. All right? That is completely logical. Right. So who created them? And who created the person who created them? Exactly. That question is unknown, apparently. So the only logical thing to understand through this is the uncaused cause, which is the reason why we are here today. You can't just you can't just say that life came from nothing, because life does not come from nothing.
You get all this from the Bible?
This is what you have to understand as a human being.
No, you're not understanding my question. According to your worldview, the religion that you believe, how did your God explain to you that he created the universe, created humans? What was the explanation your God gave you?
He explained that he created man and he created woman.
How did he do that?
He created man from dust and he created woman from a rib of the man.
So your God created man from the dust.
Okay.
And you know that how?
because it was written in the Bible. In the Bible, yeah.
No. It's being written in the Bible. I want you to understand that someone had to write it in the Bible. Now, who was present when God was busy collecting dust to create this man?
The eyewitnesses were not there.
There was
These
no
are people-
eyewitness, okay?
Exactly. These are people who were being given information directly from God, who had seen visions directly from God.
So the person who wrote the story of creation, he was not there, but he was given vision from God.
Yes, because he wasn't there.
And these visions
can-
contradict themselves.
Can you substantiate this claim?
Okay,
Because
so-
where do you hold on, please? Where in the text does it tell you that your God gave this to the writer?
Because because the Bible is a book written by people who were inspired by God, who were giving that.
I don't know about that, but please, you just made it clean, right? So we have concluded, we have all concluded that there was no human present when God was busy collecting dust to create the first man. There was nobody there. Now, the story we've got is inside the book. God did not write that book. So it was only God that was present when he was busy creating. Only God was there. But now, someone, a human who was not there, is writing something about God breathing. So I want to know, where did that person get that story from? And how do you know that they got the story from God?
Okay, so how did the story was gotten from Moses, and Moses had a revelation, because if you read what Moses wrote in, I think, chapter 1 verse 40, you'll see that. If you read what he wrote in chapter 2 verse 1, you'll see that. In Abraham 1:31, you see that. They're literally like historical sources in the Bible telling us
Abraham what?
people got these things.
Did
Abraham-
We do just say historical evidence for Abraham.
Historical
Did you say
sources
Abraham what?
Abraham
Yes,
1:31.
zero historical evidence that Abraham.
Is there a book? Atheist cat. Wait, is there a book in the Bible called Abraham 1?
Abraham 1, okay.
That is no. Listen up. Hold on. The story is the claim. Historical evidence would be outside the story to prove the claim. We have no historical evidence that Abraham ever existed. We don't have evidence that Moses existed.
Okay, but we have evidence that there was an ark-shaped.
No, we don't.
We do.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Okay, hold on. There's
don't.
also
We've never found the ark.
The ark never existed. Sorry.
okay.
It's
There's
also scientifically impossible for the flood to happen.
Okay, there's historical evidence that some of these
Those are
that
just
most
make
of
believe. Those are just made believe. Those are just made.
Mr. Momo, please
Yeah.
can you pause?
Wow.
There's historical evidence that there were animals that died in a croaked manner.
Could you name it? What's your historical evidence?
Excuse me. Wait, what did he say now? Animals that died in what?
In a croaked, like they were bent backwards, like their heads were back, or
that doesn't
forward.
mean
Sorry,
anything.
no, sorry. What does that mean? I'm sorry. It is God. What does that mean? Animals croaked. What does that mean?
He tries to suggest that fossil evidence, which would be the only evidence he could claim, that animals died bent forward backwards, which wouldn't prove any of his claims.
But what does that mean that they went backwards? What's that got to do with this? I'm not sure.
That's what I'm trying to find out. What exactly are you tying this claim to?
They croaked backwards?
You mean crouched?
No, I meant crooked, I think.
Okay, crooked. What does that
crooked? So
what does that mean
got to do
biblically?
with this conversation?
So, because Atheist Cat just asked, he just said there was no proof that Abraham, Moses, Noah.
Correct.
all these
There's
people
no
were-
historical evidence for these people existing.
Oh, I need to get to the bottom of this.
I'm trying to too.
What are we doing about crook the animals?
Okay, hold on. Let's try this. What does the fossil record do to prove that Abraham, Moses, or Noah existed?
No,
Okay, so
Ethics Cat,
the
please,
fossil.
please.
No, that's what he's asking. That's what he's
No,
trying to do.
and
After.
Wait, let him explain that
animals. What are these crooked
Okay,
animals?
so the fossils that I'm mentioning, yeah,
Yeah.
there's Moses. Okay, Moses and Noah. Okay, so the fossils that I'm mentioning,
Yeah.
if an animal should die from drowning, apparently their bodies are gonna bend backwards. Like that's the result of that's chill, that's the result. Chill, that's the result of death.
No, it's
And
not.
then, and then for Moses,
Wait, did you just say if an animal is drowned?
Yep.
And the animal dies backwards?
and then for Moses, Moses, and then for Moses, he parted the Red Sea, right?
He did not.
Oh my
No problem.
goodness.
But then there is scientific evidence
I'm starting
that
to think
the
this is a
Roman
troll.
chariots in the Red Sea.
This is a troll.
Oh
And then number 3, Jesus' existence.
I'm seriously thinking this is a troll now.
No, chill. I'm getting somewhere.
No, we are
This is
not
the
chilling.
last.
We're not
This is the
chilling.
last.
We're not chilling.
This is
We're
the
not
last
chilling.
poem.
We're not chilling. Enough of this. My goodness.
This is the last poem.
Enough of all
John
this.
White.
Enough of all this.
He found the blood of Jesus, and he noticed that this blood of Jesus had 23 chromosomes.
Okay, stop. Just stop.
He's a troll.
Someone who said
I'm not a troll.
Abraham chapter 1.
If I'm a troll, then you're a troll.
All right, let's move on.
We seriously need to move on.
Ron Wyatt.
Manoli, if you want to stop on, please, you can stop on the panel. But please, we want to move on.
No, wait. This is the last one. This is the last one. After this, I'm not saying anything
again.
Don't worry. I'm not
We'll
saying
come
anything.
back to you. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. I want to speak to AYG, please. Oh my
Someone who said Abraham chapter 1.
Oh my goodness.
I had
Abraham
to
chapter 1.
drop them, but since you dropped anyways, I'm going to put those 2 in my pocket.
Okay. It is cats. Oh no.
He dropped before I could drop
What
him.
was that about? Oh my god.
Afro, he became a troll. And you can tell a troll because he was constantly putting out stuff. He brought out Ron Wyatt. I don't think he was ever serious. And I think that comes from the beginning information. I think he was purposely being stupid.
I think he was serious. I actually think he was very serious and he believed what he was saying.
I think he was trolling, and I base that off of the profile I
don't
saw.
think he was trolling. I think he was serious. He believed the things he was saying.
No.
Now when you check his profile.
No big.
Go check
Okay,
his profile.
let's move on to AYG.
Let's move on.
Oh my goodness. Hey Phil.
Hey,
So how you doing?
It's hurtful.
Phil,
You doing okay?
Phil, you were listening to that, sir?
Yeah, no, I heard when he went down the rant of the chariots and so on, and all that's false. And that's a satire article written by a satire media outlet that actually claimed in their disclaimer said nothing there was true, that they wrote it as satire. And that's being shown over and over. Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear AYG. Hello, AYG. Sorry for your wait. Oh my goodness. Guys, can we tap on the screens and can you send some roses, please? Guys, can we send? Nobody's gifting. Hey, let me see. Today the live goal is not. I don't think we'll ever make it today. Guys, can we double tap? Send some roses, people. Come on, folks.
Afro, sorry to say this. I still remember when I was in private school.
Olaoluwa, if you know how disheartened I am right now.
My teacher was telling me, oh, those chariots now, they are so small now because it has been so old, like they've gone through ages of dust and so many things. So you can't see them. They are like pencils now. Oh, they've I can still remember. And
the lights was anyway. With AYG. Hello, AYG. You're muted, AYG.
Muted.
Wait, let me. Okay. All right. Can you do the? Are you busy? Are you busy? unmute yourself. I've sent you the unmute.
Okay, I have.
Yeah, that's
Can you
better.
hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
All right. Oh, sorry. Just my point of observation from what was going on the discussion, the earlier ongoing discussion was completely out of topic. I almost left the live.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you don't need to keep somebody trouble for so long.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I understand. But it was good to give him opportunity to air himself, but he was derailing everybody. I joined the forum because of the topic of the day, which is very important to me as an individual, because the topic is time to kick Jesus out of Africa. Wake up, Jesus never existed. I personally believe this is true because I have come to realize that this religion is the first 419, if you understand. I mean,
yes, I know
scam
what
that existed in
I
human.
know
the
what
first scam that
419 is.
existed in human creation. It was religion. And today I like a religion to multi-layer marketing. So to see a lot of Africans bury themselves in the church day in, day out. First of all, let me introduce myself.
Okay.
I am very versed in the Bible. I went to Bible school, and I'm also a scientist. And so when somebody is talking about Bible, bringing science in and bringing creation in terms of science and this, I've asked a lot of questions in science and no one can answer. I've asked a lot of questions in terms of theology and the answers go around the cycle, like, you know what I mean, Israelite journey. So Jesus in Africa is a scam that was crafted to keep Africans subjugated, exploited, maneuvered, and to make us slaves for life. I believe that if there's an African who can call themselves educated, they should have come to this realization by now. Religion is an organized crime against humanity in Africa, and we should look at it as such, and that should be our focus. Christianity is an organized crime against humanity in Africa. I don't know much about religion in terms of other religious organizations like Islam, Buddhism, and the rest, but when I talk of Christianity, because I've been there and I've seen it with my eyes, the notion of Jesus was created. Remember, when the Bible started in the Old Testament, they said people were having physical gods, and these physical gods that were being worshipped were very, very powerful and had a lot of followership. When they realized that some people were becoming wise and questioning the existence of these physical gods, whether they should worship them or not, they decided to come in with a fictional god. They changed form. It's just like technology is evolving every day. And they moved from a sun god, a bull, or a calf stuff that they were worshiping, to a spiritual god, which is something invisible. If you believe something that's invisible, you are done. Period. You are done, because you can never prove the existence of something that's invisible. Your mind is captured. Everything is gone. Your thinking, your psychology, your philosophy, everything about you is gone, because you will forever be a follower to whoever sold that notion to you. So for Africans, the only way that you can evolve, get yourself out of poverty, what we are experiencing now. We are experiencing poverty of ideology. We are experiencing poverty of infrastructure. We are experiencing poverty of
AYG.
We are experiencing, yes.
AYG, please be careful with your
Yes,
voice.
please.
Please be careful with your words.
Okay.
You got.
Oh, okay. I understand. Okay, that's why this thing came up. Okay.
Yes, please.
So I will have to choose my words.
Yes, please be
I will choose my
careful.
words carefully. Yes.
Please be very careful.
I
I
understand
don't
that.
want you to be taken down. Okay.
All right. So, okay. So, well, I really don't know much of the words I do not allow on this app, but I will
Just try and quote. Please don't use. Maybe don't use the word Christianity. Just use maybe
yes,
the
yes, I understand.
Jesus religion.
Yes. Belief. Our beliefs have been corrupted from the introduction of institutions like girls' school, boys' school. Do you know that was the origin and the beginning of introduction of homosexuality to Africa? Where you have boys only school.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, wait. I withdraw. Let me retract. Okay, please forgive me. Our main focus today is about religion. Let me say religion in Africa, and religion has been our major captor. Our major captor. We cannot progress by worshiping the God of other people. Even those who read the big book say that if you don't worship the God of your ancestors, you cannot be blessed. Where are our African ancestors? We are not worshiping our own ancestors. We are worshiping the ancestors of other people. Therefore, our own ancestors are angry with us.
Why should anybody be worshiping ancestors, though? Why should anybody worship?
No, worshiping ancestors is not like traditional worship like we have in organized worshiping environments. The way we worship our ancestors, worship is a word. You can use it in many different definitions. So you can.
Wait, can you be clear about how you mean it?
What I mean is learning from your past.
Okay, that's different.
How you worship your ancestors. Yeah. Learning from passed down knowledge from your forefathers.
Because AYD on my platform, we deconstruct every claim, whether it is the one from the ancestors, whatever. We deconstruct all of it, right? So this is why.
Yeah, I understand your point.
Okay, if you say something,
I understand your point.
Stop. So just to explain what you mean.
Okay, I understand your point. I believe that individuals are capable of having their own inspirations and bringing them into life in any way that they can afford. For example, I want to bring the story of Alexander Graham Bell, the guy who discovered the telephone. When he discovered that sound could be transmitted through a long distance, he was actually termed crazy, mad. People were making mockery of him. So if he had not used his intuition, that means the knowledge, the inspiration that came from his mind to work on it and achieve certain things, we will not even have a telephone today. But if you go to organized education, which kind of tell you to follow, follow only the syllabus, think in a certain way, never out of the box, we will not develop. One of the problems we have back home is that our thinking, our educational structures, and everything has been put to, I'm seeing some people here that I should follow, so I follow the guests. Okay.
Say what?
Our education has been so structured to keep us where we are, and it is cemented by the belief system that we have currently going on. If we don't change that belief system, we cannot change anything. I used to be a pastor, but I checked out, and I'm by myself. I used to be a pastor, and I'm not going to lie to you. What I saw during the time I was in the church, you cannot tell. It's terrible. Most of the men of God that they claim left and right, everything that they think they are doing is all camouflage. They just cajole the followers, cajole everybody, carry Jesus and put in front of everything. Jesus, that they told us to not worship a physical body. We are now being forced to worship something that cannot even be seen. Something that the notion of it cannot even be translated into our traditional languages. We have the knowledge, the gift in is inherent in every human being to be able to have inspirations and let those inspirations, if you work on them, to make them to come to life in terms of physical things. It is not only because you believe in somebody. Somebody asked a question, why is China developing more than us? Why is India developing more than us? Why is the whole of Asia that don't even say anything about certain belief systems have more gifts or physical gifts than us? They do not believe in anything close. They don't go to church. I use the wrong word.
Incorrect.
I use the wrong word. They do not go to gather themselves somewhere and spend their time following an individual. A lot of
Hinduism does. In India, there's plenty of people with all those religions, both Hindu and Muslim.
I'm sorry?
India both has a very religious population, both in Hinduism and Muslim. So say that they are technologically advancing faster than many other countries.
Because what they believe in those areas, it is not limited to, the powers are not limited to an individual, to a deity. Our powers of
it's still limited to a deity. Hinduism believes in gods, and so does Islam.
Yes, they believe in God.
I think it's kind of off the wrong.
I think what she's saying, atheist. I think what she's saying is more African and comparing it with India. Like in Hinduism, they have multiple gods. They don't have this individual worship. And what you find in Africa, you find these Christian pastors becoming a god. Very centralized. Yeah, this type of systems.
We cannot centralize our belief in one system and the system that has failed us over and over, and we still hold on to it. It's against intuition. We cannot expect to come out of the system that has failed us over and over and over and over. I think many people have given up, or they are afraid to make a U-turn. I once read that if you have gone the wrong way, no matter how far you have gone the wrong way, how far you have gone in the wrong direction, if you really want change, like Africa is craving for change now, the only solution is to make a U-turn. Going further in that direction will still lead you to nowhere. So we have to make a U-turn. I have made a U-turn, and I hope that a lot of people can make a U-turn, because the system has failed them. Whatever thing they believe in is not working.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Afro, where are you?
I'm here. I'm right here. And AYG, I listened to you, and let me just say that it is a breath of fresh air. A breath of fresh air listening to you. Women, women our age, right? A lot of us, they're in the church. They are wrapped up in religion. Women our age, to see a woman like yourself, saying the things that you're saying, it is a breath of fresh air, and this has just given me hope once again. And it makes me realize that it's not too late at all. It's not too late for anyone to realize.
It's not.
You said you were a preacher.
Yes. I attended, I don't want to call them ministries because, but I attended Bible schools, and I came out, and before I even finished my Bible school, I started seeing the signs, and we call it signs and symptoms of a failed or an organized scheme. It is such an organized scheme that, and I just pray that some people should open their eyes. The best way to come out of it is through opening your third eye. If your third eye is not open, you will never come out of organized of any scam, because one of the scams.
Atheist cats, atheist cats, atheist cats.
What did you say,
Madam? You're using some words that third eye.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, when you say
okay.
third eye, normally, if it was somebody else right now, I would have stopped you and asked you, what do you mean by third eye?
Third eye, well, it's
I'm
not
trying.
easy to explain.
I'm trying.
Third eye is not. It's not, my sister. It's not what other people are saying. I can explain third eye in a second. It is simply coming to realization that you are an individual and responsible for your own life. Period.
Okay, so there's no eye in between your head.
No, where is the eye between your head?
Oh, the unseeable.
Third eye is the way third eye exists, which I've read a lot about it, is not the way I reason it to be, because it's still somebody's philosophy. You have to claim your autonomy.
Right.
You cannot live by other people's philosophy. If you go by the definition of what they put in online about third eye, you are going to enter another religion. It's not what I'm advocating. You have to be.
It seems like she has her own unique terminology for many things, and 80s cards is just there like.
she's using some of the some of the words that you from a mile away, us here we they will not pass us.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so what I'm saying is that we as individuals, we can never be, we are unique. So there's no way I can be like another person, and I cannot really live my life based on what another person is telling me, which is right or wrong.
Are you
Nigerian?
Madam, are you Nigerian?
Part of Nigeria.
Okay. Okay.
I'm Cameroonian. I'm Cameroonian, and I spend a lot of time in Nigeria. So I spent over 20 years in Nigeria. So I know.
What I'm going to ask you for a big favor.
Yes.
I would like to have a conversation with you on my YouTube channel.
Oh, no problem.
I would like. This is a conversation I think we need to have.
Yes, it took me a little while to get to this realization, and I really wish that a lot of people should get themselves out of the bondage of followership. We are not created to be followers. Human beings are not created to be followers. When you are following, you are already a slave. Oh, sorry, I used the wrong word.
It's okay.
You are already in bondage.
That word is okay.
Yeah, so you don't need to be a follower. You need to be an individual, an independent individual in your thought form, in your ideology. You just make sure that you do not break the laws of society. General laws of society are there because you are living in a community. But as an individual, you have to have your own philosophy of life.
Yes. Wow, guys, let me do this. She definitely deserves one of these. My goodness. Wow. Mr. Momo. Mr. Momo wants to say something.
That's because Mr.
So,
Momo
1 second. AYG, I will contact you in your DMs here.
Okay.
So I will send you a message in your.
I have some time. I can spare some time for your YouTube.
Okay. No, not today. Not today, ma'am. Not today. Not today. Madam, can you hear me? Madam, can you hear me?
And okay, network is back.
Madam, can you hear me? I don't know if she can hear me. But not today.
Is everybody muted or what?
No, we can hear. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? I don't know what that's about.
I don't think she can hear us.
I don't think she can hear us, huh?
Maybe she should go down and come up because lately this TikTok life has been having some crazy.
Yeah. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, please give this stream a thumbs up. Guys, can we send some roses?
Okay, the network
Yeah,
is
it's
a
her
network.
network. Yes, her network.
Her network, yeah, and her picture froze.
Yeah. Guys, you guys
You're
you guys were
muted.
not gifting. I thought you guys would have gifted AYG.
Okay, poor connection. I'm seeing poor connection here.
Okay. All right. Terry, just hold on. If you just hold on a few minutes. Let Mr. Momo speak and then Terry, you can speak.
I have question for Terry for like
Okay,
2
just,
months.
all right, hold on. No, Mr. Momo. Let's hear Mr. Momo. And then you can ask Terry your questions. Mr. Momo?
Yeah, thank you guys for having me, and I'm really happy to be here with you guys. And the only thing I'm going to say is I just want to buttress what she said earlier, and I just want to say that we have two different people, and we have the leaders and the followers. The leaders and the followers. I just want to stress on that. I'm an historian and I'm from Edo State. My name is Abdul Jalil Momo, and I was born into a Muslim home. Later, I became a Christian, and now I just had to go back to my roots. That is that I'm representing my ancestors right now, and because I have gone through history, so I know better now. And what I just want to say is this: I don't want to mention any religion for now, based on how they came into place in Africa, because I'm from Nigeria as well, and I'm from Edo State. So the truth of it all is this: if everything has been happening and we've been in that same trance, we've been in that trance. Some of us have been in this trance, and some of us have been awakened, and some of us know the truth and all that, and a whole lot of people are still down there. It is not about the third eyes, and it is not about people need to see these things. We need to help our people spread that same message. Go into corners, spread the message, and make people understand what is on ground right now. I went to a particular church. I went to a particular worship center, and they were telling me to cast out my ancestral curse that are being pulled down by my parental or ancestral curse or something. I now looked at it that if my ancestors didn't pave the way for someone like me, I wouldn't be here today. And based on my tradition from Edo State, the monarch that we have, then we have those dynasties and we have those monarchs, we have those empires, we have the Benin empires, we have the Oyo empires, and we have the Mali, and so on and
Mr.
so
Momo,
forth.
please land your plane.
You said? I didn't get that.
No, it's saying just
Hello?
if you can just help us to just round up so we can, some people might have a question or two for you. Where's Mr. Mama? What happened to him?
Maybe he had the call.
Maybe the plane has taken him somewhere else. Who knows?
Ola Oluwa. Ola Oluwa, believe yourself.
Maybe a call.
I guess Anthony wants to ask Terry a question before he goes to work.
Wait, Anthony said he wanted to ask me a question.
Ah, thank God. Terry, good evening.
Which God are you thanking? Excuse me?
No, I'm thanking the God Terry believes in. I beg.
No. You thank. I'm the one that said, let Anthony ask Terry.
Okay.
And
Sorry,
then you come and thank God on my profile. You know what? I'm going to drop you. Anthony, I'm going to drop you. I'm going to drop you like hot coal right now.
No, my Lord. No, my Lord. My Lord, I'm sorry.
You need to receive sacrifice. 10 cows and 5 chickens.
I just allowed you to speak with Terry. You say thank God.
I'm sorry, my Lord.
Look at
I'm
blasphemy.
sorry, my Lord. Sorry, my Lord. Don't worry, I will send my sacrifice. Don't worry. Yes. So
I'm the
good
intermediary,
evening.
please. It will come through me before it's
Nothing is coming through you, Baba. Nothing is coming through you.
I'm Afro's Jesus.
Nothing will come through you, Baba. Nothing will come through you.
This Afro's Jesus.
For Afro so loved the world that she sent Olaoluwa.
That whoever connects Anthony's cow and chicken.
You guys need to stop. Okay, Anthony, go on.
Good evening, Mr. Terry. Is he online or sleeping? Hello?
I'm here.
Okay, so I have a question for you, and I had this question when you were discussing with Ete's cat, and it seems like you were saying stuff like, all things are possible, and we cannot disprove something because we weren't there. So I will start with this. Firstly, do you agree
Sorry, I need to correct. I didn't say all things are possible, please. Thank you.
Okay, I wish I screen recorded it. But he literally said that actually more than once. Is there any witness in the house?
It must be your understanding of my statement once again. I didn't say that. I didn't mean. Don't believe in that.
Okay, because okay, maybe I'm wrong, but I heard you saying all things are possible. So back to what I'm asking. Do you agree that humans have the ability to exaggerate?
Of course, I do.
Okay, beautiful. So now I have this question for you. The first question goes like this. Do you believe that Oduduwa fell down from the sky with a chain and landed somewhere in Osun State?
I don't know anything about Oduduwa.
But what do you think? What do you think? Let's say God, Yoruba God.
Yeah. So what do I think?
Yes. I'm asking.
I don't think it's true. Okay.
Okay. So there's a God Oduduwa, right? And then the claim is that he. Wait. So Anthony, you fell down from the sky, have you?
Yeah. There's a claim that I fell down from the sky with chain somewhere in Osun State, Elisha.
They even have a place where they said it happened.
Yeah, and if you go there, they will tell you there's some
No, it's not
wood there.
Ileife.
No, I don't think it's Ileife though. Ileife is the original. And anyone. So I'm asking him if he believed that story.
Yes, that said no.
No, I don't. It's not something I've done any research about, and I know nothing about it.
No, we're just saying, just for the claim, for the sake of this conversation, you hear a claim like that the deity dropped from the sky with iron.
I personally do not believe that.
Okay, that's the answer he was looking for.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah,
now, why? The reason I'm asking you because I think AT's cat was giving you stuff like Eculis, and I felt Eculis is more European and far away. So I wanted to ask you something Nigerian at your backyard, okay? So do you believe somebody ascended to heaven 2,000 years ago?
I do.
Okay. Now, there are two stories here. One, somebody came down from the sky with Shane. And this story is barely, the Oduduwa story is like 1,000 years ago. If you want to follow the conversation. And you also agree with me that people exaggerate stories, right? And simultaneously,
He came with a
you
shell and a sand to spread sand on the whole world, which makes to form earth.
no, that's another story, brother. So simultaneously, you also believe that somebody ascended to the heavens 2,000 years ago.
Anthony. It's about the movement of this God. One goes up, another one comes down. Right?
Come on.
If you are going up, it's believable. But when you're coming down, that's not the
Anthony,
let me get your point.
Afro, let me give you the perfect explanation. The thing is,
Anthony, let me get your point.
One eats Indomie in the morning. Afro, one ate Indomie. Then the other one ate fufu. That's why. So if you eat Indomie, you're more believable. You understand? That's why. Yeah, you get her.
Yes, I get it.
Anthony, are you still asking me because you yet to learn?
One second. Ria, did you hear that? The gentleman was asked if he believes in Odudua. Odudua, a deity, fell down from the sky. He came from up down to the earth in chains. He said no, he doesn't believe that. Then asked, do you believe that Jesus or that one went up, resurrected? He said yes, he believes that one. Hey, Chineke.
So the landing
is that all your question? Is that all you've been?
No. I have two questions actually, so I'm almost done. Okay. I'm sorry for playing with my mama.
Sorry, let me just attend to what you said. It's going to just take about a minute.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in the Oduduwa story, but I won't be forcing someone who believes it not to believe in it. So it's his choice.
Why would you do that?
No, I won't. I won't be forcing.
Right. So why are you bringing that up? Like, why would you?
So my point is, I respect other people's. I respect everybody's thoughts.
Yeah, we understand.
Can I beg for like 5 minutes with Terry?
Yeah, I think the point that he was trying to make was you believe one, but you don't believe the other. That's the point. I don't think anybody really cares. Like if you leave here and then like nobody cares what you do after you leave here. Nobody wants to unconvert you or anything like that. So
nobody.
Anthony, I'm listening to you.
Can I beg for like 5 minutes with him?
Just 1 second.
Okay, go on.
Godless Reggie wanted to say something.
I just want to tell Anthony that Oduduwa sounds like a French bowel movement to me.
No, Reggie, don't do that. Oduduwa is actually a real god. It's a real god, Yoruba god. Reggie.
It's both a god, it's both a human, it's an orisa.
And it actually even makes more sense because he has other gods.
For you, this is the Yoruba.
So Godless Reggie, just chill. Let's chill. God,
so good. I don't see you up there. Hey, Reggie.
Okay, Terry. The reason I'm using Oduduwa, I told you already, because I think it's closer. You're Nigerian, obviously. So let me come back to the conversation and where I'm going with this. So obviously, the question is not about whether you will force someone to agree with you or not. No, we're just answering questions, simple questions, okay?
That was not necessary in this conversation at all.
So not necessary. So now, one of them, the story happened 2,000 years ago. So now let's look at something next, the second thing. Are you aware that since the invention of videography, in quote, what people call supernatural has drastically died in all cultures? Are you aware?
I believe, yeah, of course.
No, there's something I don't know what is your understanding of the word believe, but believe often simply means accepting something without evidence. Okay, so I'm not asking you. Belief is accepting something without evidence. That's the meaning. You can go check the dictionary. So I'm not asking you to agree with me without evidence. I'm asking you to agree with me because you know it is true. Do you get it? It's not just agree with me because we're having a conversation. That's not what I'm asking.
I agree with you because I believe it's true. I don't know it's true because there are many factors that have influenced people's thought processes, and there is no evidence that is just because of videography.
No, I never said it just because of videography. So let me give
That
you
was what you
evidence
said.
why. No, I never said that. Now, let me give you evidence.
Okay, I don't want us to go into arguments. Continue.
That's not what I said. So let me give you evidence. Now, for years, what were the ways we humans keep record of event? We do that orally, we paint them, we sing about them, right? But somewhere around the 19th century, we start having pictures. Then videos came in. You start trapping events to a large extent as it is. It's very sophisticated. And suddenly, we stop hearing about dragon flying in the sky. Suddenly, we stop hearing about angels coming to a place and people screaming. Suddenly, we stop finding these things being caught on camera. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying, oh, that's the only thing. No, I'm just saying this, since we got this sophisticated means of trapping events, many supernatural things people have been talking about
That
have
will have
died.
contributed greatly. Yes, I agree.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Many of these things have died in all
I agree.
cultures. Okay, beautiful. So D, now you are agreeing not because you believe what I'm saying is true. You're agreeing because now you have seen my explanation. It makes sense and there's an evidence for it.
Yes.
That is agreeing. So you are, because since we'll be having this conversation, you always use words like I believe. Fuck believe. Have the conversation with your sense and accept things that make sense.
So it depends on the context. So the initial context you brought, I used the word believe, and that was it. But with the way
you
you
use the word
explain it
believe because
now,
I wasn't done explaining.
yes. So now that you've explained
So
it
I then
fully,
tell you that you shouldn't
then
be
I said
using the
I
word
agree.
believe. You shouldn't be using the word believe in this type of conversation, because believe is accepting something without evidence. We are having a conversation to understand something together. So you don't need to accept what I'm saying just because you want to. The conversation should go on. You should accept what I'm saying because it makes sense to you too, and there's evidence.
Yes, when it makes sense and listen, I will say yes, I agree. Of course.
Okay, so now you've seen this and you agree. So move forward, move backward rather. Let's go back to the Jesus and the Oduduwa talk. Now you're an African person, and the story of Oduduwa probably 1,000 years ago, which is more recent, and that of Jesus Christ is way, way back, 2,000 years ago. But suddenly you prefer to believe that of Jesus and not that of Oduduwa. Why? Then I ask you my last question. Why? Why do you prefer Jesus' own?
Yes, so because, like I said earlier on, I had done a lot of reading and research, and before I came to the conclusion and decisions I made. So my decisions were made as a result of my findings and what I found, and then I decided to believe in it.
Okay, given these findings, you see, when I explained camera, video, I give you something, I made you think, I made you see something, and then you say, yes, you agree. Give me something reasonable, something thinkable, not believe, something of evidence, concrete, historical, details. These are not just stories flying up and down. These are not conspiracy. Yeah. Make it make sense.
We'll and go back to
let me support you. I'm not done, brother. Let me support you a little bit. Let me support you a little bit. From what you are saying is, I have never studied Oduduwa, so I have no comment. Is that what you are saying? Or you are saying, I've never... Yes. Okay, wait, please. There are two things you could be saying. I cannot speak for you. One, it's either you are saying, I've never studied Oduduwa, so I do not have a comment for Oduduwa, or you are saying, I've never studied Oduduwa, so Oduduwa stuff never happened. Which one are you saying?
So what I said was, I don't know much about him. I've not studied him about Oduduwa, but I don't believe in that story.
That means you are not saying you do not have comment. Your comment, therefore, is you don't believe in the Oduduwa story, whether you study it or not. Is that your comment?
That's my comment.
That's your comment. So it's not about saying, oh, I've never studied, so I will not talk about Oduduwa. So you are saying whether you don't want to even bother studying it because you just don't believe in the story. Is that what you are saying?
I can decide to study it if I want to. There's no big deal about it.
I'm not saying if it's a big deal. I'm saying, are you saying that whether studying it or not, you just don't believe in the story? Is that what you are saying?
based on the information I have right now, as I speak
You don't need
you,
to have any information. You say you don't.
You are
have not
you
studied.
asking me? If you ask a question is meant to be answered by the person you ask. You cannot tell me how to answer a question. I'm answering your question, but you want me to answer it in your own way. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Allow me to answer your question.
If he's asking you a yes or no question, I mean,
it's not a yes or no
gotta
question, and I'm not going to be forced to answer yes or no question when the question cannot be answered as yes or no.
You're not forced to be here. He's asking you a yes or no question.
Terry, wait. See the reason why I'm giving you two options in this question, because you said yes when I said, are you saying you do not have any comment? You said yes, you don't have any comment. Then I go back to the question and say I made two options. So you need to answer, give me the right option correctly and just let it be. So we'll move on. So which one are you? Are you saying that you have never studied Oduduwa, so you do not have comments about Oduduwa? You've never studied Oduduwa, but you just don't believe in the Oduduwa story? These are two different things.
I've answered you already. Is this the latter one I chose? I said I have not studied it, but I do not believe in it. I've answered you already.
So why do you not believe in it without studying it?
Why do I not believe in it?
That's such a great
There
question.
are millions of things to study if I have to follow that route. I just choose what I have to study or what I don't want to.
Do you need to study a thing to believe in it?
There are millions of religions, so that means I should go ahead studying all the millions of religions to make up my mind.
Are we discussing religion here, brother? We are talking history here.
Anthony, the reason what you are asking
of history.
No, Anthony, the reason what you're asking me that I have to study this particular one to make that decision, I'm now saying it's not possible because there are many such views, and I cannot go ahead to study all of them.
You don't believe it. Why don't you believe it?
Why don't you believe it? That's just the question.
Yeah, why don't I believe it? Because it doesn't tally with the ones I've studied and which I believe in. So it doesn't rhyme. It doesn't correspond.
So did
You know it doesn't correspond if you don't know anything about it.
You said?
How do you know that? How do you know it doesn't correspond with anything if you never read or done any study on it? How do you know
I heard the story already. I heard the story you said just now.
You heard the story? He dropped down from the sky with chains. That's all you heard.
In a unicorn and all that. I heard that. Magical kind
but
of.
what is it what is it correlating with exactly?
Now, wow, but bro, I never mentioned unicorn here. These stories actually correlated. Terry, these two stories correlated. It's about somebody going up and one person coming down. You said you have not read Oduduwa, but you are not saying you have not read Oduduwa and you don't have comment. You're saying you have not read Oduduwa and you don't even believe it. So I'm asking you, reading about Oduduwa, will it make you believe the Oduduwa story, or you just don't want to believe it because it doesn't make sense? Is that what you're saying?
But yeah, I've not read it. So how will I don't understand. How would I be answering a question ahead of the time? I've not read it.
Okay, chill. Okay, let me give you something like this. Do you believe that Shakespeare existed?
I don't even know who is Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare.
I believe William Shakespeare. He wrote a number of
Do you believe William Shakespeare existed?
Yes, I do, because I saw and read some of his books.
Have you read a biography of Shakespeare's life, not his book? Because there's many things that say Oduduwa lived. There are people who are descendants of Oduduwa living around you right now, right? So it's more like saying Shakespeare wrote book, Oduduwa have children, Oduduwa have descendants. Those two things correlate in my head. So now I'm asking you, have you read Shakespeare's life, Shakespeare's story to prove that Shakespeare really is there? Have you read anything like that?
I've not read his biography.
But you believe Shakespeare exists?
Yes, I do.
Are you seeing the things? One is you just don't believe somebody existed even without reading it. Another one, you do believe the person existed and you have not read
books. I've read Oduduwa's what's his name? I've read Shakespeare's books.
But
Anthony,
you see what I did now? I mashed it up.
Anthony.
I mashed it up already.
Matching it properly.
Anthony.
Yeah, Alpha. Sorry, Alpha. Go on.
You've heard of the word cognitive dissonance, yes?
Sorry, Alpha. Go on.
You've heard of the word cognitive dissonance, yes?
It's your choice, but it's not true. It's not cognitive
Not
dissonance.
choice. That's who you literally are.
That's your choice. And Oluwa, I don't want to speak with you, please. You're very rude.
I'm not speaking with you.
Guys, let me tell you what's happening here. So, two claims, right? Two deities. One was a deity that was forced down on Terry's people, was brought over from over there, right? People that did not like Terry's people. These people had bad intentions, and they brought this Jesus deity, and they said to him, "Look, and his people, this deity loves you, died for you, and all these things." And he resurrected, went above. Terry's never met any of his relatives, doesn't know if there is a site where his body was buried, right? Has not been there, doesn't know anything. But you know something? That story, oh, it's so easy to believe.
It's true. He believes it.
So easy to believe. But the other story is a story from his own country, right? I mean, not necessarily his own people, but from the next, maybe the next two states.
Backyard.
They even have a place where they said the guy landed, right? You can go and see the place.
With chains, with the chain. The chain.
With
The chain
chains,
is there.
right there. And there are people there that will give you the history. They will
Preach,
give you
Afro,
all
preach,
the
Afro.
information that you need for this guy, right? So the one that comes from his own place, the one that he can go. I'm not saying, you see, I'm an atheist, I don't believe in all these things, but I'm just saying, for proximity, the Ojudua is like is next door. Meanwhile, the other one that he believes, that's just like all the way in Japan or something. But you know something? One goes up, the other one comes down. We will believe the one that goes up. But we will not believe the one that comes down. But the one that he does not believe is the one closest to
The one that I can actually verify, like even see, let me see the evidences, let me see the chains and this. But no, it won't bother. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to.
At the end of the day, it's my choice.
Mr. Terry.
And I'm with you.
Terry. There's this thing you are trying to do is more around the corridors of solipsism, where you are always speaking on, it's about my choice, my body, my choice.
Yeah, it's also your choice to believe what you believe in. So
chill.
I think it's all about it's all boiling down to respecting others and their beliefs.
Respecting others. Come on.
No, but you don't have to force it. Because
Terry,
it's getting to that point where you are trying to force it.
Terry, most of the time when I ask question and you begin to speak, if you pay attention closely, I don't interrupt you. It's when I'm speaking and you are coming in, then I start going back at you. If I ask you a question, I even keep quiet. If you notice, I do mute my mic. Now the thing is, I don't even believe the Oduduwa story, and Afro do not believe it. Do you get? There are 34 persons here in this life. What I am trying to show them is how indoctrination can be so powerful. You get? And Afro is bringing out that cognitive dissonance. Now I believe you don't even know the meaning of solipsism. Now the thing is, you are trying to make it all look like this religion is only an individual thing. So you right now, you have 4 children. And it's not your belief, your choice. It's not their choice right now. You are teaching them what you believe right now. Is it your children's choice to learn about Jesus? And Terry, why are you not doing your choice over your children? And don't bother teaching them about Jesus right now? Why did you pray for them today? Why didn't you just chill and don't bother teach them about that? Is it their choice to learn about it? It's not their choice.
I will teach them what I believe in.
But it's not their choice.
But it's not their choice, I know. But when they grow up, of course, they would make their own decision.
Do you know how powerful indoctrination can be? Do you think their mind?
I do not practice indoctrination. I practice reasoning, practical reasoning, thinking. Use your brain.
Indoctrination means, Mr. Terry.
Why will I not know what indoctrination means?
That's purely indoctrination.
Oh, Oluwa, I not speak with you. I thought it's someone
No,
else.
see, yeah, Terry, yeah, you're just
No,
looking.
no.
The
See,
thing is, I'm
Oluwa, see,
just trying to
let me
figure
tell you
it. Like,
something. The way you talk on the way
no,
you talk
see,
on your
Terry,
chat,
that's what you don't
it's not
understand.
nice. You don't talk to
Terry,
people
you're
that
just
way.
saying it's not nice or anything. When you first came here on this life, what did I ask you if you can remember?
You talk well when you're talking physically, but on the chat, you insult a lot, and it's
we're
not good.
attacking. You might think I'm insulting you, but really I'm not
No,
insulting
you weren't even insulting me. You're insulting someone else. You never insulted me.
It's not like you have to trigger.
Nice.
You have
It's
to
not
trigger
fair.
something. Terry, you have to trigger something. If you don't trigger something in someone to an extent, it won't sink in.
No, it doesn't work that way. You don't
You are the
trigger
one that's
people
saying
to
it doesn't work that way, but still, it has the effect that I want to pull off. It's working. You might not
No,
think
it's
it's working,
not.
but
I'll tell you the
is.
truth. It's not working. No.
Okay, okay. You might just lie to yourself as much as you want
Just
to.
use superior arguments, and then you can win people. But don't try to insult people to make them feel less of themselves, just to be able to
Sorry
get
if you
your point.
felt insulted, but
No, I never felt insulted. I am well
I don't know.
protected.
Like, we're just looking for a better, like, just try and reason, be more human, have empathy, like, better future for our children, better future for the world, better future for Africa. Like, this thing has really, it's not about you really, but it's for about everybody listening and to see really what's actually happening, which actually makes more sense, or which actually, it's not about even makes more sense, but really, really like something that can even improve or better our society, really. But this, imagine.
Oluwa, can I say something? I love you guys for a lot of things, and the truth is that I will agree with you guys in a lot of things. Funny enough, in the impact of all this colonization and religion and how they've used it to hold our people down. Funny enough, you'll be surprised. I agree with you fully on that, but it just when it now comes to the in-depth about belief system, that is where the differences come in. But I agree with you in a lot of things you say.
See your comment. Are there people commenting?
But Terry, I don't know. People are no more
I
commenting.
can see comments. I can see.
It's only Anthony's comments. For a while now, people
Only
have been
mine.
commenting.
Okay,
and it's
yeah, because I was wondering
unusual.
if it's my muted stuff again. Go on, guys.
No, I can
It's
see your
unusual.
comment.
People should be commenting. I don't know why people are not commenting. People should be commenting.
You've not insulted anybody yet.
No, but the thing I'm always like, if you don't trigger people yet, they'll just keep on ranting.
Change that method. Just change it.
What
Don't be
Mongolia,
polite to
whatever,
people.
what Mongolia was doing the other time was so annoying. Like, he knows what he's doing. It's just, we've met a lot of people like that. It's because, see, yeah, Terry, we've done this thing countless of times. At times it might not be about you. It might just be about people that are on the fence that, oh, what should, because if you're talking about this God here, what's even its importance really? What is he all about? As you as a father, you would do whatsoever for your children, whatever in your power to make them great, to make them even greater than you. Now to talk of, okay, let me just ask you this simple question. Tell me one place in the Bible. Since JB, you know Bible, tell me one particular or specific place in the Bible that God actually helped or protected children.
Helped or protected children.
Doesn't know Bible. I beg you. Ola Terry doesn't know Bible, please.
Why do you say I don't know Bible?
No, just answer, Terry. Just as if you don't know, just say you don't know. Don't think about it.
I can't think of any right now.
Because there is nowhere a all-loving God actually went out of his way to protect children. Terry, come to think of it. Terry, come to think of it. There will countless of verses, countless of places whereby he did otherwise. Just why? For a all-loving God. When you're saying someone is all-loving, why can't he? Someone is omnibenevolent. He will always show, you always be there to always cater. If you have the power to always help your children, you will always be there for them. But
sorry,
come
Ola,
to think of it, all-loving. Come to think of all these things.
Ola, were you an evangelist? Because there's the way you were speaking just now. You were like, you come to think about it.
No,
Change
like,
your ways.
it's so painful, yeah. You know, Anthony, I wish, at times, yeah, the thing, what really triggers me is my dad was a Muslim before he converted, before I was born. So what has always been triggering me is that I'm always around Muslims. All my friends, all my family members, they are Muslims. So I used to look at them that come to Christianity. You people, if you not follow Jesus Christ, you people are going to fire. But in as much as I'm telling them that particular thing, they too, they are looking at me in their eyes too, that I'm also going to the hellfire. So I was like, okay, fine, let me listen to these people. Maybe actually I'm done that is actually wrong. Eventually I realized that fine, there are some concepts in their own concepts that actually make sense more than Christian. Because since I've been 7 years old, I used to ask my pastors that if you're talking about free will, it doesn't make sense. This God said he knows me. He knows me from the beginning. He knows what you will become. He this thing. But a typical Muslim that reads their Quran will tell you everybody destined for hellfire. God has already known them before they were born. And they will cite verses and stories that justifies that everybody that God has created, before he even created them, they are going to hell, which actually makes sense more than Christianity that my pastor is lying. I asked my pastors, and in Sunday school, in Sunday school, if someone reads a verse, I will be there. We always fight about any verses because that's how Bible is written. It's already written in two opposites. I was like, maybe Quran makes more sense. But when I now went to Quran, I realized that Quran is just to like bring down women as much as possible, as Bible wants to bring down women and children. They don't protect. You see that Bible and Quran is always attacking women and children. Always attacking women and children. And it's obvious that it's a man that wrote it to have his own selfish gains and selfish reasons toward women and children. It's so obvious. There's no way a all-loving God, if truly is a all-loving God that wrote it or inspired people, actually went out of his way to protect children. Coming from a dad that has 4 children, I want you to think about that, ruminate about it, and read your Bible very, very well and realize so many things in that book.
I have
can I say something? Let me just say something to Olaolu. Anthony, just allow me, just 1 minute, if you don't mind. So Olaoluwa, thank you so much. I love the way you talk with passion. The truth is that I love the passion you have, and the truth too is that I also strongly believe that religion has been used wrongly, very well. But I would say that you shouldn't give up.
There is no matter of give up. I'm not even talking about myself. That's how we get it wrong. I'm talking about my neighbor. See, bro, I don't want to come to this world. Let me tell you about free will. If you're talking about free will should be like, Olaoluwa, do you want to come to this world? I don't want to come to this world. I don't. That's where free will should come. Bro, I'm not blind. Bro, my leg is working fine. I have a good job I'm doing. Bro, think of people that are born blind. Come on, think of it. Are you telling even me that I'm born old, that I have everything, I still don't want to come. Not to come and think people that are born blind. Come and think of these people. Come and think of it. There's no God anywhere that will do such, because those people will not want to come.
Olaoluwa, let me just say, just because when I'm trying to talk, it might look like I'm preaching, but I'm not actually preaching. I'm just actually trying to explain my own thoughts.
It's not about your own. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
My point is that for me, I have a strong explanation for these things, why God permits them.
Can't explain, bro. This is God. If actually this confusion is there, where is he? What is he saying right now, bro? Come to think of it again. Let me even.
He's not intervening in man's affairs.
Read your Bible. Go and read your Bible. I will tell you categorically, you don't read your Bible because Sodom and Gomorrah, we don't that only did that particular thing. You wiped the surface of the earth. They've legalized it. Now, in the what is he saying? They've created weapon of mass destruction. It's always active 2,000 years ago. If you walk a foot, if you take a step, it will talk. If you knock on someone's door, God of 2,000 years ago will tell you, the way you are knocking is too much. But now, they are creating weapon of mass destructions. They have done so many things it doesn't like, according to your book. They have done so many things, but it's not saying anything. It only exists then. It only exists in that book. It was then those people that wrote it were active. They are not more active because all of them are in their graves. Come to think of it, what is he saying now? You're not saying all these confusions is this. What is this now? People have used these confusions to justify their claims, but it's just that they are using his tool to do whatever he likes. edited his book, they've edited everything, but he's just sat down there and looking at them, leading his children astray. The most important thing for your salvation and your children's salvation and everybody's salvation. How does this make sense to you?
Will you allow me to answer it? So I believe that God is pained by all these things that you mentioned. I strongly believe in that. And unfortunately, he is not intervening in human affairs now. And that is where the long story comes in, which I was asked not to bother about. But that is what I believe. God is not intervening in man's affairs, and he will in future.
In which future? People are dying every day. People are dying. Are you thinking
the way,
of?
you see the way they pain
You're not
you
thinking
so,
about the people that are dying.
Sorry, I
that
wanted
are
to use
being,
Nigerian
truly,
people.
truly
The way,
exist.
the way
Why are you not thinking
so
about the
painful.
people that are misled now? What is their own fate? And he talks about equality. Why are you talking like this? You are talking about the future. What about the people now? I don't understand. You're talking about the one in the future. What about your neighbor? That your neighbor that is not his fault for believing in whatever he believes because of the
See,
surrounding
it was
all
our
the
first
environment.
parents,
Why are you
Adam
not
and Eve,
thinking
that
about? Why are
made.
you thinking about the future? Just that your neighbor doesn't mean anything to you. Even that my neighbor, that my friend means a lot to me. Not to talk of
No, see,
all loving God that you're talking about.
you are blaming the wrong
Can I
person.
come
It was
in?
our first parents that made that decision.
Can I
And
come
this
in,
was
please?
the whatever we are seeing now is the implication of their
Anthony, I beg,
actions.
call me. I don't want to
But we are blaming
I'm
God
tired.
for it.
Okay, I think Ria want to say
I
something.
don't need to be tired.
Terry, let Ria want to say something, please. Let's listen.
Yeah. I'm sorry
Okay, so
for
Terry,
really stressing you guys.
it's okay. It's a really heavy topic, but I was gonna ask earlier. You said you did research on your belief, and now you're talking about the first parents. So what kind of research did you do that if you're thinking that it's biologically possible for two people to populate this planet, what kind of research did you do?
So my research involved, I looked at, first of all, I actually used a lot of books, but it's religious books. And I followed the pattern of reasoning, the points, and then before I then started looking at scriptures. And at the end of the day, I got convinced based on what I was reading, and I formed my own belief system based on that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you didn't answer my question. I'm asking, like, how did it make sense? What exactly in this pattern made sense to you? Like, and I'm asking that again in reference to you explaining the bad things in the world or the unfortunate things in the world, beginning with two human beings that are believed in the Bible to have populated the whole planet. So how does that make sense to you? Like, how did you read? What did you read exactly that made sense?
Okay, so I read that when God created man, and that which is Adam and Eve, he was actually having direct relationship with them. He guided them, and that was the plan. That man was not designed to rule themselves. Unfortunately, there was this debate in heaven about which Satan brought up about the fact that man will do better on their own without God's guidance. And that brought about the whole test.
Where in the Bible is that?
Yeah, what verse was that?
I'm coming. Just allow me to can I at least just get, you're just asking me what brought about my own thought process. So I'm trying to
We have to read this particular
we're trying
verse.
to I'm
I'm
trying to follow. Hold on. I'm just trying to follow like what you're saying. So you said you read like these verses that you're reading. I'm trying to follow you. Like literally right when you talked about what God said. I mean the fact that God was guiding them in Genesis. I'm actually looking up Genesis now to even confirm that story. So I'm just gonna ask you to give me verses as you go. Does that make sense?
I might not remember the exact verses right now.
Or like at least like a
I may not be able to
reference,
remember
like
every
where,
verse. Yeah.
or maybe the story that you read. Like
Yeah,
how
let
did
me
you
give you
come
the
to the
story
understanding
and
that you
then
have?
yeah,
Go ahead.
so then the test came, which was actually to prove that humans would stay with God, would accept to be ruled by God. Unfortunately, our first parents chose otherwise. And the implication of that was that they have chosen to be on their own, choosing to be to rule themselves. Unfortunately, we weren't designed to do that. We're designed to be to actually be under God's guidance. So immediately we became on our own. It came with so many problems. One of which was death, another is of which is all what we can see now, all the damage we can see to humanity. So
Right. So
that's the
okay.
summary.
So again, my question is, how does that make sense to you? Like reading that a God, right, created two human beings, an all-powerful God, an all-knowing God, created two human beings, knew exactly what they were going to do, put the catalyst for said sin right in the garden, quite literally in the middle of it, right? And also puts brand new human beings in the same enclosure as a serpent that he knew and created to be cunning. Like, you see what I'm saying? How does that story make sense exactly?
So in terms of he knew, like you keep saying he knew. No, God did not know. So God gave
So God
them
did not
free will.
Did you just say God did not know?
Yeah. He gave them free will.
So the Christian
So
God is
I
not.
today I have my own free will. I have my own choice. I make my own choices.
I'm sorry. I'm asking, in the Bible, is the Christian God not said to have somehow known the beginning from the end?
No, that's
Or
what
known
people
the end
say. I
from the
don't
beginning?
believe. That's what people say. No, I don't believe in that. God gives us.
Would you like me
Yes,
to
I
read you
don't.
scriptures that say so?
You read the scripture. It depends on how you understand it. I don't
I
use
can
just
read
one
context as
scripture.
well. I can give you
Sorry,
the
I don't
context
just
as
use
well.
one scripture. I don't just use one
Yeah, I said
scripture to.
It's not one
scriptures.
scripture,
I said
multiples.
plural.
Mm. So I
I
don't
meant
believe.
I was
I
saying
don't believe
plural,
that.
like multiple verses. I'm not asking. I'm so sorry. I'm not asking what you believe. Sorry, I don't know if you've ever talked to me before. I'm Ria. I don't do theology. I'm asking, like, factual questions here. So you said you did research. You studied said religion, and that's how you believe it. So I'm asking about your research. When you say the story of Adam and Eve made sense, if you did research on that, I'm confused as to how that made sense. Because if you're doing, like, just reading the story is not research. Like, does that make sense? Okay, so if that's what you meant by research, I would like to just clarify that. Is that what you meant by research?
No. That's not
Okay,
what I
so
meant by research. Not just reading the story.
exactly. So you must have validated this story somehow, correct?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. That's basically what I'm asking for. You've read this verse. How did that make sense exactly?
That's the question.
Yeah, so it made sense because then it explains a lot. It explains a lot as to the origin of mankind and the origin of man's problems.
How do we verify that it explains anything? Like, because there are millions of stories even before this one of other creations and other gods that have claimed to create the universe. So are we to also believe their stories because
of all the
they
ones I've
explain
come across,
creation?
this one made the most sense. And it
Right. So
even
that's
makes
why
the
I'm
most
asking, how
sense
did it
than
make
not
sense?
believing in a God.
Something must have set apart this particular story. Otherwise, it just sounds like the others.
Something must have. Yes, so because one of the reasons was that the Bible, which I read this from, gave very clear chronology, right from Adam, right down. You can trace the chronology right down to, yes, there
Mr.
was very
Terry,
clear
Mr.
chronology,
Terry,
which
Mr.
is very
Terry,
traceable.
Mr.
How is
Terry.
it clear?
How
That's
is it
that's
clear?
literally the question I'm asking you. How is it clear that a God created two human beings to populate a whole planet? Like, how is that biologically possible? How does that make sense to you?
Yeah. I
Okay,
want to
but
say something. I want to say
how is
something
that
to Terry,
not
guys.
sensible? As in,
Terry,
what other thing would be
Terry,
not sensible?
wait. Baba, wait. Chill. See,
Tell me. Say, Baba.
when we use word like research, I'm a Nigerian like you, so chill. When you use word like research, you should be careful because the academics here too. Okay?
Yeah.
Some people are even higher than me. Some people went as far as doing their PhD. Okay?
Yeah.
I didn't study theology in a church. I went to school for theology. I have 2 degrees. Okay? So I really studied theology in school, not church. Not those when you go to one church, you study. This is the first time I'm telling you this in this life. So when you're talking about research, you don't study, like you said you study religion to prove religion from religion. You don't study to prove a thing from that thing. Okay? You also look for criticism.
I explained that I started from, before I went into scriptures, I first started with superficial reasoning, thinking deep about.
Can I continue what I'm saying, sir?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Fuck superficial reasoning. Fuck it.
Mr. Terry, don't do
So
this.
let's go back to what I'm saying.
I ended it with when I went into studying the scriptures. I didn't start with scriptures.
Now I'm telling you, fuck superstitious reasoning or whatever reasoning.
Sure.
Now, when we are doing research, you also critique your research. Okay? You do criticism. Okay? So imagine you are you basically said that you read the Bible to prove the Bible. That's what you basically said. Now, I want to ask, and I'm trying to stay on course with what Ria is saying. I don't want to deviate on something new because I know I've noticed your mind. Now, the thing is, did you study Islam?
No, I didn't do any detailed study of Islam, but I read.
Did you study Hinduism?
No.
Did you study Buddhism?
No.
Did you study Ifa?
No.
Which religion did you study in detail?
Christian religion, of course.
Did you study atheism?
I've read a lot about atheism too.
Did you study atheism?
I've read a lot about it.
Reading about something doesn't mean you've studied it. Did you study atheism?
So if you're to reverse the question, then I didn't study Christianity too, because
you said you studied Christianity because you have done research about it. So you should understand that now when I'm speaking of
research,
I'm speaking of research.
Yes, I've done research about it.
When I'm speaking of study now, you should understand I'm speaking on research. That is, you critique it, you went deep into it, not on the surface. So you didn't study atheism on the surface, right?
No.
Beautiful. Then the only 2 things you've studied is atheism and Christianity.
Yes.
Finish.
Yes, right now that I can think of.
So you didn't study other people that had claim of a God that answers their prayers, just like Christianity.
No, not in details, no.
Now, okay. So your research.
So my approach. My approach was actually, first of all, trying to make sense of not even believing in God, and that was why I was interested in atheism.
So that that answers.
Let me just say my point. So
wait, bro, wait, Baba, wait. Because what I'm doing now, it's Ria that is going to take over. Actually, I don't want to come off from our topic, anyways. I'm just trying to understand your research pattern, because you could be studying atheism for the sake to make your Christianity make more sense. No. Now, if you are truly going for, I'm not saying that's why. I say you could. If you are truly studying religion or you are truly seeking God, it will make more sense if you study other religion in that process. Because all of these religion are making the same claim Christianity is making at the same way, at the same time. Do you get it? So your Christian God could be the wrong one. So you could also add giving more attention to other religion the same way you gave attention to your Christianity. Do you get me?
Yeah, I get your point.
So the question then is, why didn't you pay attention to those other ones? Now, lastly, do you agree with me that if you have only rice in your house, rice is the only food in your house to eat, do you agree with me that you chose rice?
Yes.
You choose rice.
Yes.
You had only rice in your house to
Okay.
eat.
Okay, that I choose. No, I don't agree. No, I had no choice. So it's not a. It's
Either
not
you
a
eat the
choice.
rice or you do not eat, right?
Yes.
That is, I'm just giving a correlation to what you did. It's either atheism or your Christianity. Because Christianity now is the only rice that's in the house. It's all you knew. You were born into
No, I
Christian
wasn't.
environment.
So that's the error. See, I wasn't born into Christianity.
So
My
you were born
family.
into a Christian environment. I didn't say
No, I
you were born into
wasn't.
Christian.
Okay, sorry. I wasn't born into a Christian environment. So even as at the age, as at my teenage age, we don't go to church. We just stay at
What
home.
environment were you born into, Terry?
Okay, so this is it. If I remember my growing up, we don't go to church.
That doesn't mean you know what it means to be born in a Christian environment.
We were
Question,
not
Mr. Kes, what
Christians.
environment were you born in?
So it
I
was
didn't say whether you are a
Christian.
What were your parents?
It was
What were
basic.
your-
My parents were nothing. They didn't be. My dad stopped attending church long before I was born.
Anthony,
Terry, let me explain the
Am I
question
not
to
answering
you.
your question?
No, you are not answering. Terry, let me explain this thing to you.
Okay.
Being born in a Christian environment doesn't mean whether your parents are Christian or not. Do you get me?
We were never taught Christianity as growing
Listen. Being born in a Christian environment do not mean whether your parents are Christian or not, or whether they teach you. Being born in a Christian environment simply means the society around, the predominant religion in that place. That's what I'm talking about. The predominant religion in southern Nigeria, which I can guess you are from, is Christianity. Okay? That's what you see. On Sunday, not going to work affects you in southern Nigeria. You don't go to work on Sunday morning. That's because the predominant religion are sitting at home that Sunday. So there's holiday, there's no work that Sunday.
So I grew up in the middle
affects you.
belt. I didn't grow up in southern Nigeria. I grew up in the middle belt. I grew up in a place called Ajakuta.
Bro, Kogi,
Yeah.
Nigeria is little too.
So have you heard of Ajakuta before?
I've been to Ajakuta. I've been to 31 states in this country.
Okay. If you know Ajakuta, you know that it was a combination of almost
Christians
every
and
state.
Muslims.
It was a
Then they are
mixture.
Ajakuta.
There was no predominance of any tribe or any religion. That was the environment I grew up.
But in your growing up, which one were you more familiar with? Isn't it the
Nothing
Christianity?
influenced me. No, that's what I'm trying to
Which
say.
one were you familiar with? Isn't it the Christianity?
That's what you are trying to force me to answer what you think, but I'm telling you how it is. I was not influenced.
What I noticed about Mr.
I wasn't
Kes is
influenced by
that
any of them.
I didn't say
knows
whether
where
you are
going.
influenced. I
He
said
knows
which
what
one
the
were you
question
familiar
is.
with?
Anthony, he knows what the question is. He knows actually where you're arriving at. Because he himself said his parents, they don't used to go to church. So definitely they are Christians. So definitely to an extent here, he knows that his decision being a Christian is like you asking him that, his surrounding or his background must have been that,
Because you know
so
what
he
you
knows,
know.
so he doesn't want
I
to
made
answer
my
directly.
decision in terms of going to church around the age of 16.
You know one thing, Ola, because when I said your environment, he quickly started talking about his parents are not Christian. That was not even the conversation.
That's not this. Yes,
Bro,
so I know what he's doing.
Terry, see, when you are speaking of environment, I'm not whether you are in more mixture of this thing. Which one influenced you the most? How will I put the word now? Growing up as a child, between Christian stories and Muslim stories, which one were you familiar with? That's what I asked earlier.
I was familiar with Christian stories because I remember we just hold on now. I remember we had this book, my book of Bible story, which was a nice book we read and all that. So that was it. But there was no Christian influence in the house.
There's no need to ask.
So chill. So that tells you that, like, you could be living even in a Muslim country and still be more familiar with an Hindu idea. Do you get it? That's all I'm trying to drive you at. I'm not trying to say this one influenced you the most, that one influenced you the most. What were you familiar with growing up? You said your father used to go to church, then he stopped. Whatsoever that story is, I don't want to know. All I know is there must have been something you were more familiar with growing up, which is Christianity. Then that's your rice. That's the only food you have in your mind, in your head, as far as relating with God or religion is concerned, was Christianity. And that's the only rice you had, right? So you have been using words like it's your choice, it's your choice. So I'm not asking you, when you wanted to choose finally, was it not the same rice that you have always had that you ate? Or did you went to go and find beans outside? Did you study Islam rigorously as you study Christianity? Did you do that? You said no. So I'm telling you, isn't it not you that you just ate the rice that you had? And is that not what happened?
So if the rice is all I had, but before I ate it, I did research and found out that rice is good. Rice is nice. Rice is the best. And I ate
You
it.
cannot
It's still
do
my
research.
choice.
That's still wrong. You see, you're still making the blunder. Bro,
Which blunder is
just
here
chill.
now?
Baba, chill. Look what they do here. Let's use pidgin English small. See what they do here.
Speak pidgin, I beg.
Most speaker, I know say you don't say we talk, we speak all this pidgin. See what they do here. See what you talk, and me can let you know say now rubbish you just talk. You say
Okay, it's your choice. If you
not
think
the
it's
choice.
rubbish.
Stop using that word on me. You say you day house, only rice 9 day. You can't go do research to prove say rice is the best.
Mhm.
That's what you did. That's what you're saying. You say you went to do research
You
to
never
prove
buy
that
beans. You never eat beans. You never smell beans. You
that
never
rice is
taste
the
beans.
best.
But
You
you
never,
just decided that rice is the best.
are you
But you never
listening to
tasted
Ola?
beans. Never eat plantain. What?
You
Come
never,
on now.
you never eat plantain.
You
You
never
not
eat
taste any
plantain. You
of
don't
these
smell
things.
lamb. You know this thing. But you thought say rice is
Nothing.
the best.
Then
And
you
you're
just
saying,
say rice is the best. You know why? Do you know why you said rice is the best? Because when you chop the rice, you can't reach one point. The rice can't sweet you where you can't say, "Kai, nothing be like rice or this life." That's what you're saying.
and there's no need for me to eat beans and plantain.
And now you know what? You know the annoying thing you're doing. You will then summarize it with, "It's my choice."
Yeah, exactly. And you've not
Yes,
tested
so
plantain and beans.
so I started
Plantain and
when
beans.
we started this
Dodo.
discussion.
You never
I
chop
said,
dodo.
just
You
hold
don't
on
even say
now. I
rice.
am not going to argue with anybody for any other religion. If somebody brings it up, fine, I will listen. If you can convince me, fine. But wait, I started with atheism versus what I knew, and I chose what I knew, and that was where I stopped.
But
I
I think we
didn't
have already
continue
done the
I didn't
correlations
continue
for that
researching
now.
after that.
But Terry, we don't do the correlation already. I say equate atheism with no food or food. Look, there's rice, chop or not
These
chop. Atheism
examples
is
do
you
not
know one shop.
completely reflect the situation at hand. It suits your
Atheism is you
narrative.
know
It
one
suits
shop.
your narrative, but doesn't
Mr. Terry, you don't understand the
fully
point it's trying to.
correlate.
You don't understand the point it's trying to put out. The point it's trying to put out
Did
is
I
that
tell you
yes,
how I understand it? To make
you
you know
don't
that I
even
understand
allow.
it.
You
It's
not
saying
even
that I
allowing
am
us to talk.
influenced
You are not
by
even allowing
what.
us to talk. Mr. Terry, what he's trying to say is that you are talking about you've researched, you've done this, you've done that. But still, this only research is still about your Bible. You don't do any research. So you had rather still go with the only thing you have. You do not test others.
Ola, you know it's equal even they pay me for this thing.
I compared it with something else now. I said I compared it with atheism. That was what I had available. And I chose one.
Terry, see another scenario. Make make sense.
Atheism could not explain a lot of
Terry, see another
scenario.
Terry, see another scenario. See another scenario. You get one Muslim for Dubai right now. The guy he don't enter 16 years. You say, maybe 16. I don't know when you started your research. You say, let me really study this thing. And I say, okay, I will study Quran and compare it with those people that say there is no God. You can't study Quran, because I bank it. I bet you, Baba Terry, even your atheism where you say you study, I bet you can't even mention 5 renowned atheists. I bet you can't. I bet you.
That was not the purpose of studying. I'm not very good with all those
I know how you study
memorizing.
atheism and you don't know five atheists. So
No,
stop, don't do
Okay.
that.
Wait.
Don't do that. We don't do that.
I bet you.
Anthony,
Okay,
you can
let
ask
me
him another question regarding
let me
atheism.
not even use name. Let me not
Don't
even use name. No, I'm just trying to let you know that.
We'll let you know
you
that
can
you're
name
lying
5
right
books of the
now. You're not
Bible.
being honest.
But you can name 5 books of the Bible, Abi. So I'm just using that to. It's not to bully you, please. It's just to let you know that
No,
even the
You
atheist.
don't need to lie, Mr.
Sorry,
Ted.
you
You don't
can't
need
bully
to
me.
lie. We are
Sorry.
not
I'm
enemies.
enjoying your discussions.
Hey, we are not
Funny enough,
enemies, but it's
interestingly.
obvious, Mr. Terry. But it's obvious we are not lying to you. Like, we're just trying to let you see things, and we are not trying to be selfish. We are looking at our name. Like, I don't know. It's just all about yourself. When you're talking about, like you mentioned, a statement about God will reply in the future. Which future? It's thousands of years he has not replied. The people that has passed away these thousands of years, are you putting them in your shoes if you were the one, or if it was your children? Because at times, let us look at it. Is their geographical locations or the circumstances that make people believe what they believe? If truly is the one, you should just write it on the face of the earth. Oh, Christianity is the true religion. Or you should inscribe it on a rock.
It will defeat the
Mr.
whole
Terry, let me
purpose.
finish. Mr. Terry, let me finish. We are now using mobile phones and everything. He cannot send another Jesus right now. So they will have record of it. You're now saying he will talk in the future. You two, you don't care about the people right now. Oh God.
About Terry, so he get one Muslim for Dubai now. The guy won't come study religion. He say, let me study Quran. Or people where they talk say God not there. He study Quran, and got to the point where he say Quran, nobody like Allah. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. And he becomes a full-time Muslim. Has that person really studied religion?
Study religion, you mean? Because I've not said I've studied religion. I'm not a religionist. So, but that person has studied Islam and is convinced by what he has studied.
I take something, Abi. I know is it my memory is blurry? I don't get. I think when Ria was speaking with you, you were saying like, I don't understand. Wait, Terry, are you a Jehovah's Witness?
It doesn't matter. I don't want to discuss a particular religion. No, I will not go into that.
Okay, Jehovah's Witness is a religion.
I do not want to discuss about what I particularly believe. I discuss generally, but I'm not interested in specific or doctrine or whatever. I will discuss what I believe
the name
in.
Of God?
Yeah, I believe God is Jehovah.
Oh, okay. I mean, okay, I'm just sorry. Like, okay, do you think, like, how many people will go to heaven? Or do you think we're going to hear the word?
He said there's no afterlife. You are going to return to
I
them.
didn't say, so.
No, he said people will resurrect.
The thing is that
He said people will resurrect.
without being able to explain,
He said people will resurrect.
At the point, he said we are all going to dust. Now,
He said we'll go to dust, then later people will resurrect back. So I was now asking him, so like, how many people will make it to, we be with Jesus in heaven at the end?
The thing is,
I
when the
believe
truth strike you in the face, at least accept. But no.
What is the truth
now?
No. See, let me tell you.
Strike you in the face. Everything you've been saying, Mr. Terry, you've been eating it, you've been killing, and deep down your thoughts, you know what we are saying. But still, regardless, we are the one that is blind. We are the one that is saying the
I
truth,
wish you know me
but
very
we are the
well.
one
I
that
am
is blind.
one of the
But it is
bluntest
fine.
person you can ever meet. I'm very blunt.
Let me ask him this question. I beg. Mr. Terry, please. Like,
I'm listening to
when when we resurrect, like, how many people will be with Jesus at the end of the day?
Yeah, I do believe that a number of persons would be with Christ in heaven.
What's the number?
144,000.
It's a Jehovah's Witness. It's a Jehovah's Witness. It's a Jehovah's Witness.
No, wait.
How does that matter?
Wait, hold on. What are you guys saying? Wait, hold on.
Afro.
Wait, hold on now. Did he, Terry, did you just say 144,000 people
Naturalness.
That's what I said.
144,000 people or what?
It took her.
Yes, 144,000. Yes.
No, hold on, please.
Sorry.
144,000 people.
Yes, please.
Who are these 144,000 people?
They are selected.
Are they specifically men or women?
No, they are mixture, men and women.
Are you sure about that?
Of everybody where they this old. We currently say currently we are over 7 billion people. So
Okay, so let me answer your
144,000.
question. I get your question. So
it is
those going to heaven are going for a particular purpose. Majority, in fact, millions, myriads of people would be on this earth.
Wait, all right, let me do this. It's okay. This is Exodus. This is Revelations chapter 14, right? And let's see. Let's start from 3. And they sang a new song before the throne and before the 4 living creatures and the elders. No one could learn the song except the 144,000 who have been redeemed from the earth. These are those who did not defile themselves with women, for they remained. Olaoluwa, please, what did they say? It remained. They remained what?
And virgins.
But he said they didn't defile themselves with women, or are they lesbians among them?
No.
I'm telling you guys, I need to go and sleep soon.
You need to. You really you really need to. It's high time. I mean, I support that.
No.
I'm actually long past my sleeping time, but I'm listening. I want to hear what.
I'm going to end the live soon anyway.
Okay.
But Terry, this God, the one that you are here talking about, the guy only wants 144,000 virgin boys with him. How do you feel about that?
Oh my! See, your interpretation of this scripture is not.
Hello.
If you read, just wait now. If you read Revelation chapter 1, verse 1.
I'm not interpreting.
So she interpreted this verse.
I'm not interpreting.
No.
I am
Revelation chapter read the verse now.
Excuse me. We read. Me and you were reading.
What did she say anything?
Yeah.
She didn't even say anything.
We are reading it together.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
But she has given her own interpretation.
You were laughing while reading it.
Wait, hold on. Wait, and they sang a new song before the throne and before the 4 living creatures and the elders. No one could learn the song except the 144,000 who had been redeemed from the earth. These are those who did not defile themselves with women, for they remained virgins.
Is that an interpretation?
Yes, it's read as it is, but it's not what it means.
What does it mean?
Okay, what do you understand? What do you understand by this passage, I beg?
Okay, so the book of Revelation says that itself interprets itself at the beginning and says this is a revelation which God gave Christ to give the disciples, and is given in signs and symbols. So a lot of it involves understanding the meanings, the signs and symbols that it means. If you take it hook, line, and sinker physically, you would misinterpret the book of Revelation a lot.
For good night, I beg. This guy not Joanne, wasting my head.
Why do you think you are wasting your head? You can convince me. It doesn't matter who I am or where I'm from.
Hey, Ria.
Yeah, hi, Ria. Anyway, it was nice talking with you guys.
Oh, hold on, Ria wants to quickly say something. Hey.
Yeah, I never even got to finish my question. But I was gonna ask, what do you Actually, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Anthony is tired.
Has he gone? Terry's still here now.
I'm here. Anthony is tired. Anthony he
No,
just sighed and went
Ria is
up.
tired. Ria is Ria that wanted to ask you something. She does not want to, because she know what you will go. You will dismantle everything and cajole it anyhow.
I was just gonna ask him. I was just gonna say you didn't answer Afro's question. She's asking, what do you understand by this passage? And you started telling us that there's symbols for certain things. So can you answer, like, what when you read this, after you read this, what do you understand from it?
I will need to go and research it again.
It's right here.
Yeah,
It's
I
right
will
here.
need.
It's right
No,
here.
based on reading it physically, it means what she says, but that's not what it means.
So you have to
research it again to check.
In the
So in the
spiritual realm.
spiritual world, you can read,
Not
like, so when
spiritual.
you read something
So sometimes
physically,
the scriptures you
hold
use
on,
other
hold on,
parts of the
please. Let me
scriptures
finish.
to
Can I
understand.
finish talking, please? I beg you, please.
Oh,
Let
sorry.
me just get my words out, okay?
Sorry, Ria.
Okay, all right. So you're telling me that if I read on paper where it says this is, or it says Johnny went to the market, right? Spiritually, it could say Johnny did not go to the market. Is that what you're saying? Like, spiritually,
that's not what
words
I'm saying.
mean different things.
Yeah, spiritually,
No.
it could mean Johnny went to the toilet.
Oh.
That's not what I'm saying.
So what would change after you go into
So
the spiritual? Like, what would change in this?
So what I'm saying is that's your example. Johnny went to the market. If you were making a video and I picked just Johnny went to the market and sell a message with that, it might be different when I go back and watch the whole video and get a different
This is
explanation.
chapter 14. Terry, this is chapter 14, verse 1 all the way to 5. We can scroll. Like,
You agree that
realize,
picking just one
at least
statement
almost half
from
of the, but it's not one statement though. Like, she almost read you like all the way from 1 to 5. So
well, you
it wasn't
understand
one
my
statement.
analogy when I said
Your
when I'm
analogy
talking
is
about
rubbish.
context.
The chapter literally started with then I looked. It's a new intro. It's an opening. Terry, this is an opening. This is opening. If you want to use theology on this, this is opening. It started with then I looked. This means John was seeing another vision, and there upon me was the lamp. It's something entirely new, very different from 13. 13 ended. This is, and then I looked. It's something different. And Afro did the good job reading everything down to this moment. So you can keep quiet and say you want to go and study more instead of blabbing on symbols here. This thing literally said, these people did not defile themselves. They did not defile themselves. It didn't speak of dragon, river, lion. It didn't speak of any symbol here. It says, and it says, for they remained
Let me
virgin.
now answer your question
What
since
then?
you want an answer. So let's go to that same Revelation, the other part of Revelation that talks about the 144,000, where it talks about men and women.
No need to go there. The explanation is simple.
No,
what
now
is
there
there
was
is
this part.
Let me give you. Let me explain it for you.
Virgin men, but there was
Africa
another part
open
that
it
talks
for you.
about men and women.
I know what you're talking about. Let me give you the explanation. I've read those things. I've written about them. So let me explain to you. Even if you open that one, what you will see is that it said the lamp was upon a mountain, and the 144 were with him on the mountain. These 144, they are each from the 12th tribe of Israel, right? And they were with him on the mountain. Then he saw a multitude. That multitude were different from the 144. Okay? And those multitude had palms in their hand. If everyone will go check it, she can open it and I'll read it here. The 144 is different from this multitude you are talking about. This multitude are the one, according to Jehovah's Witness, that will inherit the earth, and the 144 will be with the lamb. So what are you doing now? You be JW. So explain this thing. The thing you said the 144, they were both male and female. Afro clearly read something to you now, showing that they be lesbian. It's showing you now that These people did not defile themselves with women, so they were definitely men. So what meaning do you have from this chapter? What explanation? Or can you just humbly say, oh, I was wrong, or maybe I made mistake? It's those multitude that I was talking about,
No,
not the
I'd
144.
rather laugh about it and say there's signs and symbols to this passage that we all read now that talked about virgins that have not defiled themselves.
He's trying to bring up the people that are on Mount Zion with palm trees. Those people are different from 144 now.
Terry, have you read like
I'm
at
talking
least
about the
at least
144,000.
with the 144,000? Have you read where they would be? Like you realize that they would be separate from the new earth. Like they would be in a cubicle enclosure, right? That would be kind of the heaven that you guys are talking about, and then the rest of them would be in New Jerusalem. Have you read up to that part?
Yes, of course.
So are those the ones? Because the 144,000 are specific. Those are the virgins that have not been touched by women. But then the rest of the people are just, the followers of Christ, his merchants,
It's
and all of
mixing
that.
them
Like
up.
you guys, you guys would be on earth ravaging women and bashing babies' heads and stuff. That's not what's happening with the 144. Did you read that part?
Yes.
So why,
Right,
if you read
why
the part,
you
why are you telling
conflating
us to
them?
go read it?
Yeah, so the thing is that your own understanding, you understand it as you read it
We're
physically.
just comprehending what the letter says.
Yeah, so that is the thing. I don't understand it the way you do. I
So that
understand it
Terry, that's why
differently.
I asked you earlier if the words change in the spiritual realm. Remember when I asked you that?
Yes, I remember.
Like, does it say like when you get into the spiritual realm, will it be a different story? Like, what would change in the spiritual realm?
With the virgin change, or with the 144,000 increase to all of us. Because I don't what we actually change, they will change this verse that this verse is only you that can see it, and the others
The
just
144,000 are not virgins. They are not necessarily
Oh, this
virgins.
verse is like
They are not necessarily
no.
men.
Ria, let's just summarize what it says now. So in short, Terry is more correct. He has the perfect inspiration than the person that wrote this particular verse. Terry is actually the one that has the right. No, that's what you're implying. If you like it or not, this one I will hold you to it. That's what he said. Enough of this gaslighting.
Why not ask him, like, Terry, where in this Bible does it say they were not virgins and they were defiled by women? Do you have anything in the Bible?
Because this group
Not
of
because
persons,
we are in the Bible. Give me another verse that counters this verse.
I'm not very
give me
good
your
with
idea.
all those cramming I do, except I'll go and
I know
pick
say you
them.
don't
Maybe
know
you give me
Bible
tomorrow.
now. I know say
Which
you
one be I
don't
don't
know
know Bible? No,
You
I
don't know
don't
Bible
know.
now.
Real quick, can I say something?
No
Real quick.
I can give you the ideas, but I may not give you the exact places. But you
Sorry,
should
hold
give
on.
me
Rich
some
wants to say
time.
something. Rich wants to say
There's
something.
somebody new in the panel, bro.
Can I say something real quick? Terry said an interesting thing. Did you guys hear him say they don't have to be men? So my question to you, if they don't have to be men, and if they didn't defile themselves with women, are you saying that some of these can be lesbians? I'm just asking a question. Or am I wrong in his logic? If he said they don't have to be men, and it says these who did not defile themselves with women, for they remain virgins. Terry, what do you mean when you say they don't have to be men?
What I meant is that they are that scripture, the 144,000 were referring to both men and women. And why do I believe in this?
Where it says? Yeah, can you tell us where
Yes,
it
it's
says?
because when I trace the time, all the parts of the scripture that differentiated a group of righteous persons from the other, then bring it down to this scripture, which also differentiated the 144,000 from others. The other scriptures did not say that the persons involved are just men.
Right,
The other
because in the
scriptures
other scripture,
suggest
for
that it's a
example,
mixture.
Then where's
hold
that
on.
other particular scripture?
So
You
for
see?
example, like
That's what
Revelation
I'm saying.
7,
I might
when
not
they
be very
mention
good in quoting
Okay,
just
Terry,
start
hold on
quoting the
a sec.
scriptures
Hold
to you
on a
right
second.
now.
Hold on a
Just let
second.
Rio
Because
rock
like
this, guys.
it sounds like you're just like, again, remember earlier I was saying like it doesn't necessarily matter what you believe, right? We have a book that we can all objectively observe, right? We can all read what the book says. And the book, right? For example, in Revelation 7, it mentions the 144. And then in 14, it goes ahead to tell you who the 144 are going to be. Like it's telling in 7, it's just telling you, hey, these are these people, these are these people are going to be here. And then going on, it goes into detail as to who they're going to be. So why are you ignoring that part?
Ignoring that part.
I don't think Terry, see, there's only one book in the Bible that mentions
Verse
the
14.
144. Terry, there's only one book in the Bible that spoke of 144,000. Okay? And what Ria is explaining is the way the whosoever wrote Revelation narrated the 144. It started with 144, who they are and what they will be. That's all. Now, it gave you the identity. And the place we see the identity, one of the place clearly is 14. Now, you are coming with a claim. I don't know many scripture verses. I can't quote them, but I have ideology. And your ideology is this, that there are other places that the Bible spoke of 144 that did not say they were virgin, which you cannot give us. But me, I'm telling you, there's none. We know there's none. But the book, the only book in the Bible that spoke of 144,000, there's only one book in the Bible, is Revelation. And it gave you the identity. It told you there will be, it never for once said there are going to be women among them. And the only time, because when we're saying that earlier, you quickly then say, what about those multitudes? That's what you said. You're the one who brought up multitudes here. And you were saying they were both male and female. That to us is you were making a mistake. There was conflict in your head. You were thinking those multitudes were the same with the 144. So because there were women among the multitude, there should be women among the 144. But we are telling you, no, we are not interpreting this thing. No. It's what the text is saying that we are telling you. That's the beautiful thing about your religion. You people have a book that we can all objectively look. Drop your subjective interpretation. And this book now is telling us that this 144 are all men. They're all men. So what you can do that will make sense is for you to bring another objective thing that counters this. You tell us stuff like, there's this part in the Bible that say 144 had women among them, because there's no part in the Bible like that. Do you have such?
Come to think of it, does it really matter, this men and women thing? I think the whole thing started with you were trying to get to a point, and you asked me do I believe about the number of people that will go to heaven. I said 144. Before, when we were reading it, it's now started going towards men, virgins, and all.
What
Does it really matter
what
at the end of
happened
the
was
day?
that you said there were men and women at first. Which was first? The Bible never said there were men and women. You make that
Okay.
claim there were men and women.
Okay, so now
that's when
let's
Afro now brought it up there. Oh, did you just say men and women? And are you sure about
okay,
that?
let's
And you said you were sure.
Terry,
put that on hold. It can be only men, it can be only women, it's fine.
Terry,
Let's put that on hold. So
see what
don't
you're
dwell too
doing.
much on that.
Terry, let me tell you something you just did. And this thing, I swear to God, to Afro, this thing is fucking annoying.
You're swearing to God, remember?
Yes,
It's a normal thing. It's a
said to
normal
Afro.
thing. See,
I understand.
no,
I'm just pulling
Anthony,
his
Anthony,
leg.
let me
Don't dive
Afro
into
has to go, guys.
Don't
So
dive into
let
Anthony, I'd love to reply
let
to that
Anthony
thing.
finish. 'Cause
Sorry,
Afro
okay.
has
I
to go. Don't
understand. I'm
forget.
just pulling his leg. Don't take it too serious.
Okay, so that God thing is no more.
Terry, see.
Yeah, I understand.
Terry, see. We're having conversation, right? Now, one thing with conversation is, even if your head is strong like block, you should at least be open to learn from people. Okay?
Yeah,
You
of
made a
course.
statement. You know, if you go to school now, imagine your kids are in school and the teacher say 1 + 1 is 2, then you tell the teacher it's your choice. That is foolishness. Tell the teacher, oh, it's your choice. It's just 2 now. It's your choice. That's foolishness. There's no learning. There's no development. You cannot only, when you learn to confirm what you already know, is confirmation bias. You are not progressing. You are just stagnant. I do not know the reason you are in this life or you are here right now. I don't know. But there's something you just did right now which I will call stupidity. Sorry, sir. Now see what you did. You made a statement earlier and we are correcting you about it. We spent almost 30 minutes trying to correct you about it. You won't deny your own Bible. You said, no, we are interpreting it. We try. Finally, you are beginning to see it. The next thing you then say, why are we even discussing this in the first place? That's what you just said. You said, so why are we discussing this in the first place? Whereas you're the one that started it. We're trying to say, guy, what you are saying is not in your Bible. Look this thing where you're there after all these minutes. Why did you say it at first? Now you are then telling us, why are we saying this? Afro wants to sleep. People have work to do. You first waste our time. After we talk. Now you then notice that you don't have anything to say again. You're asking, oh, why are we saying this? Which kind of behavior is all this one? Just accept that, I did not know this thing. Oh, I've not been studying my Bible for long. I made a mistake. And move on.
I did not even read the Bible at all. I only read the one they preach to me in church.
You go talk, say you don't know and move on. You make mistake and move on. Now you're saying if they are only men, they are only men. If they are only women, they are only women. Which kind of conversation is it? Are we children here? Are we wasting people time? You don't see something go, they stay one place. Baba, calm down.
Terry, I definitely recommend. I know Jehovah Witness. A lot of the times, you
I'm
guys
very
are
sorry.
not.
I will have to go and sleep now. I'm very
Yes,
sorry.
I'm
In a
just
few hours,
gonna finish.
I'll be away.
Damn, can I get my word out?
Yeah, I'm just telling you ahead of time. After
But
your
you're
words,
not
I'll have to go.
listening though. If you're talking while I'm talking, then you're not listening to what I'm saying. Like I
I'm listening
understand
to
you
you.
have to go, but I get it. You don't have to listen to what I'm saying. I'm just gonna speak into the air. I do recommend you reading your Bible because I was gonna pick at you when you were telling me the Adam and Eve story. It doesn't say anywhere that Adam and Eve was guided by God or he came down and walked with them. It doesn't say that at all. Like he never gave them any other instructions, but don't eat from the tree. It doesn't say he guided them or he walked with them. So I would definitely recommend reading the word for what it says. I know maybe eventually you're going to go spiritual and maybe make apologetics for what you're reading, but at least be honest with yourself. Like start there, start and be honest with what the book actually says first before you start like making up your own like spiritual, understanding.
Spiritual like truth or lies, there is no way. If the book says, oh, love your neighbor as yourself, oh, the book says love you. But if the book says, if God in that book says I hate human, oh no, that's not how God wants to hate them. He's meaning it. C have to come in between H as in common. That thing says God hates human. So why should you lie about God saying he hates human? But you just want to make sense out of it. Because that's how he is. It's all lies. But you don't want to accept. You just want to prove it to eternity and everything. But it is what it is anyways. It's your beliefs. It's just the people you are indoctrinating that is affecting. Afro is asleep, I guess.
Thank you so much. I appreciate talking with you
asleep,
guys.
I'm
I
not
hardly
asleep.
do this, but I just decided to be with you guys today. It was interesting.
I'm not asleep, I'm awake, but yes, I'm about to speed you all. I'm about to bid you all good night.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Rhea. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
All right, everyone. Thank you all so much. And God only wants 144 virgin days. This is where you want to go. You want to go. You want to.
I will join you guys another day. Don't worry. As long as it's not insultive, I don't mind.
But Terry, you know you're not going to be part of these people, right? You are for.
No, I'm not part of. No, I'm not part. No, that's for sure.
And you're not part of them, Nabi?
No, I'm not. No. I'm going to enjoy this earth. Trust me.
You are going to be on the earth.
I love this earth.
You don't want to
miss it for I can't miss it for anything.
You don't want to go and be with your God up there.
No, that's not my calling. I'm gonna be here and enjoy the earth. You see?
You are called to be on the earth.
No, I have more interest in being on the earth. I want to be here. I want to enjoy everything the earth has to offer.
Guys, good night, people.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodness, man wants to. Okay.